What is up, everyone? Welcome back once again to Hot Toys Hotline Live. As you can see, we have our normal panel here with a slight name change. Mr. Sean here has finally decided to go in with his YouTube channel, so definitely check him out in the description when you get a chance. I have linked his channel below. But without further ado, let's get started. Toy Fair 2022 has begun, guys. We did get our first look at the new exclusives from Toy Fair. But before we jump into the new stuff, let's take a step back and take a look at what we got last year and kind of compare and contrast. And also, before everyone gets all upset about these exclusives, we'll kind of give you some hope for more stuff coming out in the near future. But let me pull this up here. So, guys, last year, this is the lineup that we got for exclusives. I know a lot of people saw the exclusives this year, and they were a little underwhelmed, which is understandable. However, they were kind of in line for what we typically get with exclusives from Toy Fair. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Leighton, how's it going? Thank you so much for stopping by. I don't know if we're on legend status yet, but we really appreciate that. But yeah, so I feel that these releases this year, though they do seem a bit lazy in my opinion, I feel like they're right in line with what we can expect typically with the exclusives for Toy Fair. Because remember, these are just the exclusives. There is more to come. With that being said, I just want you guys to take a look at what we got last year, and maybe you can get a bit excited about Summer Showcase and Toy Fair again. Because we didn't just get these three last year, guys. We got these. You can see a lot of great figures here. A lot of these are actually still on pre-order and have not released yet. I think the only one in this lineup that we have so far is the black and gold suit Spider-Man.
Yep, because that was obviously one of the early releases.
Right, and the Mark 1 obviously is a reissue of a reissue of a reissue, but
which is still not supposed to come out for another year.
Hey, right, and hey, we did get the I guess we could say we did get the Taskmaster shield already. Yeah, so this is part of the lineup that we got last year, guys, and then we got more. So everyone that's being discouraged by these exclusives, there's still plenty of room for a ton of releases, and I think there's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to see then. We are going to talk about the releases that we're expecting and hoping for again for Summer Showcase, but I kind of want to jump into the stuff that was announced as far as the exclusives are concerned, and then we'll get everyone's thoughts on it. So the first one we're going to jump into here is what everyone's calling the Listerine Mark 85. Lane just reminded me before this started. How did I miss it? You know what I mean? Everyone everywhere is saying Listerine Mark 85. But with that being said, you can see the Hong Kong price here is $25.80. I'm going to pull up. Sean was gracious enough to do the calculations for me on the U.S. price. Of course, this is not what it actually is in the U.S., but this is what it converts to in U.S. dollars. So the holographic Mark 85, aka the Listerine Mark 85, calculates to about $329 USD. Typically with die-cast figures, that's about what you can expect Hong Kong pricing. So that's not really off the mark at all. Neo, we have 1530 Hong Kong dollars, which converts to about 195 USD. You will see here in a second, we do have a U.S. price for Neo because he is up for pre-order, but that is the Hong Kong price. And then for the Boba Fett Arena suit, which is my favorite release, I'll just, spoiler alert, that's my favorite release out of this group so far. The Hong Kong price for this guy converted to U.S. dollars is $201.33, or about $202.
I heard this guy sold out somewhere too.
Yeah, so guys, so I'm glad you bring that up, Chris. So this one was limited to 300 pieces in Hong Kong, and he did sell out already. Believe it or not, guys, this guy is already in the hands of collectors in Hong Kong and possibly on the way to collectors in the U.S. for those who have purchased from eBay and or Hong Kong resellers. So, guys, like, this one's tough. This one's tough. But we'll get into this figure more in a little bit. Let's start with Neo, but we got a lot to say when it comes to this Boba Fett figure. So as I said briefly earlier, Neo is already up. He's the only one so far that has been listed on any sites in the U.S. With that being said, the price is very surprising to me. I think it's a good price for what he comes with. I personally is expecting maybe like a 275, 270, just because I'm sure you guys know sometimes there's like an exclusive tax, as we like to call it. So honestly, I was expecting more. Now, to be fair, he doesn't come with a lot, and we'll see that here when we start looking through the photos. But I like to see when things I think are priced accordingly. But let's go through the photos here, and then we'll get thoughts from the panel, and we'll kind of go down the line. Just my initial thoughts on this guy. The film obviously wasn't the most exciting. In fact, it was the least exciting of the 4 Matrix films that we've received thus far. But with that being said, it is a Keanu Reeves figure, and if you don't have, and I'll show you some older figures here in a second. But if you don't have the original Neo figure or any of the third-party Neos, this might be your opportunity to say, hey, I don't have any Keanu Reeves figures, or I don't have a Neo figure in my collection, and I really love the Matrix, and I wouldn't blame you if you ended up picking up this guy. With that being said, I do know that InArt has a lot of interest in the Matrix trilogy, and they've said that they're going to be working on figures from that film. So I wouldn't necessarily say that you have to run out and pre-order this one anytime soon. Me personally, I would probably wait, which is what I'm going to do. I would probably wait just to see what other offerings we get in the future, because again, InArt has said that they are interested in working on those figures, and they do have the license for these films. But Lane, I kind of want to hear your thoughts on this guy. What do you think of this figure, and do you think it's something you're going to end up picking up?
Well, I do actually like the figure. I was lukewarm on, Matrix Resurrections. I thought it was all right. I didn't hate it as much as some people. I didn't love it. I thought it was all right. Where the movie itself felt like it was metaing itself as it went along was always a little weird. But I think the figure looks good. I have heard some people say they think it's reusing a facial sculpt from John Wick, maybe a little bit more aged out and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I mean, it's a good representation of him from the movie. I mean, he didn't wear an elaborate outfit like you have the original Neo, his more elaborate with coats and weapons and all that other stuff. He didn't use any of that in it. They give you a background that's a bunch of, stuff from the Matrix. They give you multiple hands for different motions that he used. He's freezing, moving around bullets, that makes sense with his powers of the one. So where it doesn't have a ton of stuff with it, it fits for the character, right? And what he did in the thing. The pills thing are kind of, those to me are, I could have left without those. Right? I get why they put them, but they'll just feel like they're another. If I was getting him, I would never take him out. Like picture, boom, never take him out again. Now, I do have a big problem with this figure, not with the figure itself, but if you pull back that release date, April to December of 2023.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is not going to be family friendly for a second, but it is really
go ahead, Lane. Let it loose.
Stupid that why is this figure coming out like a year later? My problem is not with figure, is it says Toy Fair exclusive. Why is this one a Toy Fair exclusive if it was coming out next year? It's a year away. Toy Fair exclusives are meant to be out this year, like within a standard reasonable amount of time. If they were doing this figure, I have no problem with them doing the figure. I think the price point is great, $250. Some people I even said it might be a little bit cheaper, but at the end of the day, $250 is about the cheapest you're going to get.
Right, and it's in line, like I was saying. It's definitely in line.
Except for a trooper. Let me amend that. It's the cheapest you're going to get with an actual facial head sculpt. That is the absolute bare minimum, because it's in line with like the Wenwu and the Shang-Chi, which have been announced within the past less than the last year.
Right.
8 or 9 months. So and they come with some stuff, a little bit more than this, obviously, but they fit. But for having it be a year later, you have to wait for a Toy Fair exclusive is ridiculous. I do not understand why they made this one an exclusive. Why not just, I know maybe there wasn't enough interest for Matrix Resurrection, so maybe it was made an exclusive when they thought it was going to do better before the movie died horribly at the box office. But this one should not be. If they're going to have it come out a year later, year and a half later, I mean, it could theoretically come out December of 2023. Like, who is really going to care?
It could be early too. Obviously, we've
Yeah.
seen Hot Toys. They're really pushing out these releases, but I
Yeah.
agree. Like the
But
date
the earliest
is
is
too far
supposed
off.
to the earliest is supposed to be Q2, Q3 next year, even on
Right.
Hong Kong website.
Right.
This thing should have been. I'm not saying they shouldn't have put it out at this time, because I still think, and I think there are people who are going to really like this figure, despite it not being from the best Matrix movie. But
I agree.
It should have been a summer showcase movie, like when we're going to talk about some of the other possible ones or other releases that are coming out. Like, this should have been put alongside where, last year you had like the Armorized Deadpool, the Iron Strange.
I agree.
These are kind of not necessarily for part of a regular line or something, but it should not have been a Toy Fair exclusive. This should have, there's something else. They could have put, I don't know, they could have put freaking Paz Vizsla, because not many people.
Well, that would have been, bro. That would time out, Lane. That would have been disrespectful. If they gave us a figure that we already got for a Toy Fair exclusive, I'd be even more mad.
Well,
so I can't agree with you there.
Or I'm just using it as some random examples. Or the clone commander from Phase 1 Commander from Attack of the Clones or something.
That would have been more fitting. I was expecting that one. That one definitely.
I mean, I know some people wanted the Clone Wars Obi-Wan or something like that. Maybe that. But I'm just saying, for a figure like this that's going to take a year to come out, year and a half to come out, it should be a summer showcase, not a Toy Fair exclusive. I know we complain about, they just use easy to make stuff at this point, which is kind of what the Boba Fett. I know people like it, but it is. I talked to someone who has gotten it. He literally told me it's the vintage Boba Fett or the Empire Strikes Back one again, which is in black. So he was
cool
of the mindset.
Cool,
it's neat. Yeah, but I have a problem with it coming out a year later. Maybe there's licensing, other whatever could be playing into why it's coming out so late. But this one should be coming out by the end of this year, not a year later. That defeats the point to me of Toy Fair exclusive. Anyway,
all right, I agree. Let's touch on some of the comments. Let's see what everybody's thinking of this figure and of Lane's thoughts on this figure. Single Songwriter, what's up, man? Good to see you in here. He says, hello, collectors. Every year it is mild and a mild-mannered Toy Fair. Can't talk. Except for SDCC to show much more. I agree. I feel like the exclusives are always very mild, and they're always very... I don't want to use this term. It's a little bit harsh, but lazy. I feel like the exclusives are always a bit lazy. But yeah, I see what you're saying there. Fabulous Disaster, what is up, man? How are you doing tonight? I appreciate you. Yes, everybody, listen to Fabulous. Smash that like button. We really appreciate it. Single also says, Iceman Mark 85 looks good at Secret Base, but the Iron Man is dead and they can only go backwards. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of reissuing, I think, for the Iron Man suits moving forward. Maybe not super frequently because they have a lot of other releases coming out, but it's going to happen. That's just kind of the nature of it now that he's gone. They have to reuse what they already have,
or do new things like the Armor Up Mark 80, Mark 5 or something.
Yeah, the Armor Up. Yeah, the suit up.
The variation of the original thing.
Yeah, you could use this to kit bash John Wick for sure. It's
but they already got Johnny Silverhand coming in.
Well, Johnny Silverhand, I mean, that's going to be a very... The number is going to be very low on that one, I think. Yeah. Saloon, what's up, man? Good to see you. He says, watch InArt create a Resurrections Neo instead of... Bro,
no.
Stop putting that in the world. We can't let them do that. They've already been remaking figures that we've already seen. They can't do that. They can't do it with Neo. That would be like a nail in the coffin for me.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Single says, I have never seen the new Matrix, but I will get this for either John Wick Chapter 4 or Johnny Silverhand. I already have a guitar for it. Great idea. Absolutely great idea. Pedro, what's up? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. I didn't think I would see $250 again for a Hot Toys price. Yeah, for a Hot Toys price, for a figure with a head sculpt, yes. Obviously, Troopers, that a lot of them still stay in that price range. But yeah, for a figure with a sculpt, $250 is very fair. Absolutely.
And a pretty big star with Keanu. It's not like we're talking about Simu Liu.
Right.
Or something like that. He's a well-known guy for a long time.
Right. Penn, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. You did not miss the comic Boba Fett talk yet. We're starting with Keanu. I think probably the one that people are the least excited about. We're starting with him and moving our way to the more exciting one. So don't worry. We're going to talk about Boba Fett quite a bit. Very low pre-order numbers. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. The price seemed very reasonable for Neo until I realized how few accessories. Yes, but he does have a head sculpt. Like, so guys, like on the accessory talk, this is what he comes with. What we have here on the screen. That little bullet deflection plastic piece is obviously just vacuum formed plastic. It's cheap. It's garbage. Does it look cool? Maybe, depending on how you set it up, but it is weird that it's just kind of a square. I would have preferred if those little blips were separate and you can kind of stick them on stuff. Because these little bullets here, these little bullet with the smoke trail on them, those attach to those little blips, which I think is cool.
The only problem is the base.
So
you had
yeah,
to go and use the big diamond base.
Once Sean and Chris give their opinion on this figure, I will show you guys the first release Hot Toys Neo from the Matrix Reloaded, so you can kind of get an idea of how they compare. Because this one, speaking of the base, this one does have that massive base, and you'll see once I show it off. But Sean, what do you think of this Neo release, and is it a figure that you're interested in?
Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop.
Kate Bishop is $20 more than a Hot Toys figure of Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, that's true.
Kate Bishop is $270.
Mm-hmm.
Keanu Reeves is $250.
Yeah.
Why is Kate Bishop not $250? You know, this is listed as an exclusive. You know, even if it's an exclusive, you know, I completely agree with Lane, by the way. But this is marked as an exclusive. So what's going on, Hot Toys? Yeah, I have a feeling.
I agree.
This goes back to my point that I've said in the past.
That's true.
That
a Marvel
Howard has a sense of humor, in a way.
Yeah.
You know, that could be it too. There's a lot of what the moments right now. Because it's Keanu Reeves for one.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves Keanu Reeves as a person. Everybody loves most of his movies.
I love Keanu. I'll say it right now in front of everybody. I love him. Keanu, if you're watching, which you're not, I love you.
You don't know.
And I'm buying your
watching.
figure. He's not watching. Okay?
You shouldn't assume that. You should not assume that.
Not. But if
he could be watching in 20 years from now, since he doesn't age.
The boogeyman's always watching you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Anyway.
I think going off your point, I think now that I think of it, part of it is probably because they knew this figure wouldn't sell as well as like a Marvel figure, so maybe they priced it accordingly to move it a bit quicker. Just a thought. But I do agree with Lane and TK. There is a Marvel tax. Like that license does cost them a lot of money, so maybe that's part of it too.
Okay, I mean, I understand that in a way, but another thing that they need to look at too, how many people are going to go after this? Because this is a better head sculpt of Keanu Reeves than what came with the John Wick one.
So
this is more detailed.
It is, but at the end of the day, this is the John Wick sculpt, just with some slight modifications. So I don't know. Here's the thing, though. Like, let's be real. If you compare this to the John Wick release, granted, John Wick is now sold out, so it's hard to compare them as far as value for your money. But John Wick comes with a ton of stuff, and like the tailoring is incredible. The amount of weapons and the details in the weapons are amazing. So it's like, I don't know. And I feel like the last John Wick absolutely went over a lot better than this film did. So it's going to be interesting to see. Especially in the secondary market, if people start putting up their John Wicks in favor of this because they just wanted like a Keanu figure, like they're just a fan of Keanu and they just need one figure. That'll be interesting to see for sure.
This is going to help over the next year, though, probably sell some of those Neos. Like if you're trying to sell them on the secondary market, because there hasn't been a whole lot of, because there's nothing else to put it with. Now you can literally have, like kind of you have something else to put it with. You know, that's Keanu true. Of the past with the Keanu, kind of a more elder statement Keanu Reeves.
Right.
Yeah, and like the effect that's showing, like in this picture right here, I guess it's the same material. I've heard other YouTubers mention it. The same material as a hollow shield. for the Mark 85 battle damage.
It is, yeah. So I own that figure, and it's literally just like very thin, flimsy, like vacuum form plastic. It's the same exact thing.
Same thing that
sure.
the zombie Iron Man with those Mysterio pieces.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, there's ways that they could have made that a little bit better.
I agree. I will say though, I do like the base. The backdrop, like it's whatever, like that's irrelevant to me, but it does look cool. I will say that. The big bases, they take up a lot of room for sure. But if you have like multiple Matrix and/or Keanu figures, you can kind of pose them all in the same base because it's so massive, and you can kind of save some room in your display if you like using display bases. Let's see here. Penn said they could be testing prices and what the market will bear. Kate Bishop versus Keanu. It's possible. Definitely possible. It's hard to say, obviously, because Hot Toys is all over the place right now with the stuff they're doing. They're not as predictable as they used to be, in my opinion, but... Single said, by the time Neo comes out, I will have enough rewards to get it for $100. That's what's up, man. $100 though. That'll be worth it. I don't think I've ever been patient enough to save my rewards to be like, I got this figure for $100 or I got this figure for $50. It's more like, oh, I got $50 off this figure. That's really how rapidly I use my rewards.
Yeah,
points.
same boat.
Yeah, I don't have the patience, but hey, those that do, that little screenshot in the end of you getting it for that cheap is so rewarding, I'm sure. Singh also said, Keanu Reeves is a damn good musician and only makes movies to fund his custom motorcycle company. Yeah, I saw a video about that once. Keanu is an interesting guy, and he seems like a very down-to-earth person, which some of these celebrities obviously aren't. So it's good to see someone who's such a big star like Keanu be such a down-to-earth guy. Before I show off my Neo figure, Chris, what do you think of this figure, and is this going to be something that you're picking up?
I guess I'll answer that first. I'm not picking this up simply because I like the original trilogy of The Matrix first. I don't even have the first Neo, so I would prefer that one. I also haven't seen the movie. I've heard terrible things about it. Now I'm probably still eventually going to watch it, develop my own opinion, and then maybe that will form how I officially feel about this figure. But as far as the figure goes himself, I think it looks pretty good. Like as far as the tailoring and the hair, there are some angles where, like this one, where it's a little bit off in the sculpt to me, but then the glasses and some other photos, like that looks pretty spot on to Keanu himself. And by no means are everybody that I've heard saying negative thing. I don't think anybody's trying to trash the figure. I know Hot Toy Collector here, HT Collector, mentioned no need to trash the figure. I don't think we're necessarily trashing it. I per se am not trashing it. It looks very good. It's just more of like disappointed as far as like the movie and what we expected from a Toy Fair exclusive, and then with his date. And at least for me, that's what it is. It's more of a disappointment than hating on this figure. And there's Keanu Reeves fans out there like you, Connor, who are definitely, you're going to pick this up. So I like John Wick, so I'm a fan, but it's just not coming in to my collection. So at the end of the day.
I'm glad you mentioned this comment because I honestly missed it. Hot Toy Collector, I just want to let you know that regardless of what anyone's opinions are, no one's telling you what to buy or what you can't buy. I think the reason we have the group of guys that we have here is I think we're all kind of all over the place in what we like and what we don't like, which is good. So then you could hear an opinion from somebody who likes what you like, and maybe you can hear an opinion from somebody that doesn't like what you like. So you kind of have a voice of reason in that way, which I need sometimes for sure. Perfect example, I was really sold on those comic book Iron Man figures. I was on someone else's stream. Someone came in and absolutely destroyed them, and it made me think like, wow, I'm being a little too excited about these figures. There's a lot of obvious things that make me not want it, So I'm sorry if it came off that way, but I like to think that we're pretty fair. Me personally, I started with letting you guys know that I'm going to purchase this one. And also, I think a lot of us agree that the price is very fair. So I'm not sure what you took as trash talk, but definitely let me know because we're always looking to improve, of course. But
don't worry, if we're going to trash anything, it'll just be whoever says it. We're just going to be like, man, your opinion there is garbage.
Exactly.
We just shoot at each other.
I did make the comment. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I was just going to say, going back to what Lane had said, about the date or whatever. I think it's because they probably had this figure in mind. They were going to announce it. The movie bombed, and then they were like, "Well, let's slap the logo of Toy Fair exclusive."
Yeah, and they probably already paid for that license too when they first teased it long ago.
Well,
because guys, this was teased long ago.
Long
ago. It was like 7-8 months ago.
Single songwriter made basically a good comment there about 710. 15 minutes ago. He's of course he made the good point that I was right, because that's the way it always is. But
Nice.
the more correct point was that the movie was a flop, and that by calling it a quote exclusive is the only way to make sales. So I'm not willing to go quite that far, because I think Keanu will get people to buy. Like, he still has a name, face recognition. So and this, if Johnny Silverhand, which everybody has ignored exists anymore since Cyberpunk 2077 turned into one of the worst media disasters in the last 5 years.
But it did have an incredible marketing campaign, and that's important too.
Yeah, it's just what they delivered was let's just say subpar.
But I think that I think we all could agree where, not willing to go completely conspiracy theory completely. That was the point. But there's some logic to that thought processing after what happened and everything. And in a business sense, I can't just, if they did that for those reasons, I can't crush them completely for doing it. There is business sense to that. But obviously, we were talking about, well, what if they put something else in there? I mean, would we? I guess here's the flip side, and you guys would probably agree with this, or maybe just think, and then we can go maybe get some of the other figures, the other ones being the one people want to talk about.
Right. They're like, shut up about Keanu, move on, please.
Yeah, but I think what? Wow, doesn't that look very similar?
Hold up. Huh.
It does.
Well, that's interesting. But look how this is a perfect example, guys, when sculpts are reused. Look how the subtle change in the way that his hair lays makes such a difference. Like, you see here how he kind of has that separation in his hair. Now look at the Neo figure. Look how much of a difference that makes, and not only how natural it looks, but just how better shaped his head is.
Yeah, I don't like the Silverhand. I am not like that. That's one that I need to see major.
That is interesting. Very interesting. That looks like the same sculpt to me. Maybe with some minor tweaks, of course, but that's interesting. But
dude, even in the film, Keanu looks like he does in John Wick and in The Matrix. He looks the same.
He just said, he probably just showed up and was just like,
Harpo, what's up?
Well, he couldn't cut his hair because he was filming for that stuff too.
That's true. Penn says she'll bully Lane for us. Thank you, Penn. We need more Lane bullies. No, we don't. Leave Lane alone. He takes enough. Leave him alone. If you bully Lane, I'm gonna bully you live on air.
And in stereo. But I think we all see that it wouldn't if we got the insider report, it would not shock us that that they originally maybe had more figures than this one even planned, maybe for Matrix Resurrections. And when it just died horribly, they probably had this Keanu. They were 75% ready to go, because they weren't going to wait 3 or 4 months for that one necessarily to put that out after they had the teaser out. Mm-hmm. Now I say that, but then of course we've had the teaser for Spider-Man No Way Home, and we've been waiting 2 months to find out what the hell. I think Summer Showcase may take care of a little bit of that here actually in the next couple of weeks.
Oh yeah, hey Lane, stop it! Pump the brakes. We're not there yet. We're not there.
I know,
yet,
but I'm just saying it would blow us our mind. But anyway,
right. All right, let me touch on this comment real quick. Hot Toy Collector, thank you so much for clearing that up. I do agree, Facebook can get toxic sometimes, guys. I'll tell you this. If you're excited about a Hot Toys release when you see those prototype photos go up, do not look at the comments, because you're immediately going to be so disappointed, because every single figure is going to disappoint you if you read the comments, because people are just very, very toxic on Facebook sometimes. So try to look past that and find your own enjoyment. Come to channels like ours, like Geeking Out, places like that where everyone's honest with their opinions and they try not to trash talk on everything, because then maybe it'll make you feel a little bit better about your thoughts on figures. But yeah, so this comment was kind of touched on by Lane, as to why we didn't get any more. I would have loved to have seen I know a lot of people, including myself, really want a Trinity figure, but there's third-party ones, but they're not great.
Those that make me think of that Valkyrie.
Yeah. Oh, apparently, Lane, you have the hookup for the Keanu for $100. Is this true? If so, why am I not first in line? This is messed up,
That's news to me.
Oh, guys, I just want to say it now while I remember. Lane has a very special announcement, and you'll want to stay till the end of the stream. We're going to wait till the end just because it's a little surprise at the end of the stream, but definitely stick around if you can. And again, while I'm plugging things, please drop a like on the stream and subscribe if you haven't already. Penn said, I think this is in regards to her saying she's going to bully Lane for it. She said, I was just calling dibs so no one else can. Okay, fair.
Well, Penn's done that in the past, so it wouldn't be
fair.
new.
Hey, Lane,
Yes.
you offer rewards when we buy through you?
Do you have a rewards program, Lane? Oh, crap.
Okay. I get the joke there.
Yeah, he'll buy this figure and then sell it.
Pedro.
Yeah. It took me for a second, but then I finally got the, because it's going to be, I'm going to sell it, it's like $300 and I'm going to sell it for $225.
Pedro, you saved me because I completely forgot to pull up tabs for the Elvis figures. I'm glad you brought up Elvis. Thank you so much.
It is so funny to me.
Because Chris will kill me. Yeah, there he is. Look at him waving his little marker. He's like, how dare you? But now we're going to talk about Elvis, guys. Don't worry. We're going to do the exciting stuff first. And we're going to let Chris go first on Elvis once we get to that. But here is the time to drool. That's what we're going to call this. This is drooling time, because not only will I be on screen by myself, but we're going to show you the original Hot Toys Neo.
Oh, boy.
Here I am, everybody. I know.
Yeah, there you are. Yeah, he is the one.
Boy.
Watch the viewers go up. But guys, before I knock him over, because he's not very sturdy in the pose I have him in, but look at this beauty, guys.
I need this guy.
So, here, and I'll do you all a favor, so you can kind of get an idea of what the sculpt looks like. I believe this figure came out in, 2018, I want to say? It was released in 2018, so it's not actually that old of a figure.
The same time as like Dark Side Anakin and stuff.
Exactly.
How is Boots holding up? They look like they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're in good shape. They need a little polish. I need to get my shoe shining on, but
you know what's crazy? Just from 2018 alone, the figures that came out like this or that Dark Side Anakin and the paint apps that Hot Toys have done, like that we're seeing now, it's literally.
So it's also wired too.
Look at the wiring, which is like that's an essential. Sorry to cut you off, Chris, but that's an essential for Neo. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to do some crazy stuff with this guy.
Make me want to go buy this figure.
Should I put these on?
Yeah, that's great.
You guys know that meme where the girl turns around and she's in the goggles? That's me.
That's their, like, everybody's been doing the men's of the butcher going, oi.
Right. All right, but yeah, that is the original Neo release that we got for all of you guys that have never checked it out. Sorry, I didn't have an extravagant pose. Oh, yeah, I didn't even show the guns. What am I doing? Thank you, Clone Trooper. Actually, I put them in a Ziploc bag next to my desk so I could show you guys the amount of gats this guy comes with, and I did not even show them. So
you're telling us, you're just showing us that if this guy was coming out like announced for this year, he'd be like $400 because of all.
Oh, yeah. This would be, if it was now, this would be an expensive figure for sure. And guys, I'm not ignoring you all in the comments. I'm going to touch on all the comments. I'm a comment guy, if you haven't noticed, because I love when I'm on a stream and someone reads my comment on stream. I like it. So
we're going to have people going on Facebook going in search of Neo original, fair request, fair price.
Right. Look at this duffel bag he comes with. Like, this is literally, it's legitimately like a duffel bag material. This is a great release, guys. If you have the money, or if you want to save up for it, I would definitely recommend this guy for sure. So you do get not one M16, but of course you get two. You get two of every gun, and I'm just going to show you all of them.
Is this your unboxing?
This is not an unboxing. This is like,
Retro
hey guys,
unboxing?
Look how cool. Right, this is a Grail unboxing, if you can even call this guy a Grail. I mean, he's a little expensive. Uzis, of course, and then you get like these little Beretta pistols.
I doubt
So
you can get him for $219 or whatever, like you can Alita right now, which is
Well,
sold out on
you
Social
ain't getting them for $250. That's for sure. So that's what. Although I'm showing you guys a more expensive version of this character, like that, I guess what I want to say is for $250, that's pretty awesome that you're getting like Sean said, like you're getting a Keanu Reeves likeness, official Keanu Reeves figure for $250. So, though it shouldn't have been an exclusive, which was brilliantly pointed out by Lane, it is pretty exciting in that respect, where we're getting a fair price on something for once. Because as you know, we've been getting hammered with these prices. But let's touch on some comments. I'll show a quick video clip, and then we'll move on to the next figure. I know we're kind of getting hung up on Keanu here.
Did you see the new Matrix come?
What'd you say?
Did you see the new Matrix?
I did finally watch it, yes. And I will say I was underwhelmed. I'll leave it at that. I was underwhelmed.
For me, if he comes with no guns, did he not use a single weapon in this film?
No, it makes sense with what he comes with.
But I mean, remember, in Matrix 2 and 3, he never used guns either.
But hey,
but still.
Your boy's got a bag of guns, and I'm going to give him one of these gun-holding hands, and my Neo's going to have a gun, my second Neo. So.
Yeah, well,
it's not accurate anymore.
And everybody in chat,
that's too damn bad.
Even HTH is unaware that, he let me know that he's going to sell me his animated Boba for retail price when he decides to part with it.
Oh, right. Well, that's not happening. Everybody, just for the record, that's not happening. I never said that. Don't message me. Don't ask me for deals because I don't got them. JB Collection, so good to see you in here. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for stopping by. Clone Trooper said he wants this Neo. I don't know if you're talking about the one I was showing or this one. Either way, you can't go wrong with either one. Let's be real. Dirty Dishes unboxing. Guys, stop it. Look, everybody is so hung up on this Dirty Dishes. I don't know who this is. You guys keep talking about it. I don't know who Dirty Dishes is. I've never heard of him.
I have heard that there are some excellent Dirty Disher deals. That's one of the ones I
Right. I don't know where they're getting this Dirty Dishes stuff from. That was never my name. Never my name.
I think I might need to look up some old screenshots I took from my
the blue pills. Blue pills, huh? Okay. Let's pull up. I'm gonna close Johnny Silverhand because we don't care about him right now. So, Mr. Collection Ventures, as always, guys. I know I always shout him out, and he tells me not to. But if you guys haven't watched Mr. Collection Ventures, definitely subscribe to him. He's been consistent with these early day one looks at a lot of these figures when they drop in Hong Kong. Well, he was. Sometimes he gets beat by Sideshow now on the unboxings, but for stuff like this, you can always rely on him to be first. So, yeah, right. Please subscribe to him if you get a chance, and you get a chance to check out his channel because it's a great service that he does for the community, and he loves doing it. And he's a super great guy. I've talked to him on many occasions, so just want to give him a shout out because we're always checking out his content on stream. Let me turn this audio off because we don't want to hear that. Let's go back to this real quick. It already. So guys, as we were talking about earlier, this is that vacuum form plastic piece that you see with the Neo. Let me actually bring this up full size. Is it frozen? Oh, there we go.
Should have made the other plastic around it more transparent.
I agree. Like I said, for me, I would have liked these little lips here to be separate. So in your detolf, you can kind of stick them on the wall and stuff, like it's stuff that missed them and it's just blipping behind. I don't know. Make it your own. I mean, you could still do that if you have a Dremel or something and you have patience and the talent to use one. Absolutely. Hold up, Single. He put up his unboxing? I was literally just saying before the stream I was disappointed that he didn't put it up yet. It's up now? We're absolutely going to check it out on stream if it's up. If you confirm that for me, we're going to watch it.
Right now.
All right, Lane's on it. But yeah, guys, just a quick look. I know we're kind of stuck on Neo right now. We're going to move on, but I just want to give you guys a quick video look of Neo. I did want to point something out. It is up. Okay, so guys, I know you're all waiting for Arena Boba Fett. Once we get to Arena Boba Fett, the views are going to shoot back up again. So we're going to watch that video. You can see here's an example of how the bullets stick into the blips, which I think is cool.
It's amazing.
I think it's a nice touch, for sure. There's another example right there. We noticed this on Nate's stream yesterday. Look how sloppily the prototype here is painted. That's pretty bad. You can see there's a splash of paint below it and splashes on the hand. Obviously, they were rushing to get the prototype out for this convention, so we can't be too hard on them, but it's funny. You got to admit it's funny.
I don't know. I think you can be harsh on them.
I think so. I think they get enough
I think the I love
positivity.
I think the costume. I like the looks like though with the tailoring and stuff on the costume. It's not obviously the hardest figure they've ever done or anything, but with the tailoring. But I think I
Right.
really think the figure looks good.
It does,
And
and the sculpt in this video definitely shines, I think.
yeah, it's a. I mean,
Look at the
what
detail on
you-
the boots.
Yeah. The only thing I can see, which is what something that bothers me, some of the figures like the transport trooper bothered me, is when you see the like wrist joints and stuff because the clothes fold up a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, if you have a lot of figures, that happens with a
used-
lot of them. Even like Tarkin, how I have him like touching his face, you can see his wrist, and it bothers the crap out of me. And I'm always pulling his sleeve up, but
Well, I mean, it's not as bad as like the Shang-Chi figure coming, if just in the pros, you see all the
Yeah.
elbows and the other stuff. And I was like, oh my God, make it stop.
perfect example. Another perfect example: Return of the Jedi, Endor Leia.
Yeah.
There's no getting around it with that figure. Like, yes, you have the watch on the one arm, but that's still such a beautiful figure. So you kind of look past it,
Mhm. It looks better. I think I think this looks better seeing the sculpting in person here.
for sure. Singo, I appreciate you telling us that because I'm really excited to watch that now. And that's this first reaction because I haven't watched it. Penn says Hot Toys Hotline reaction video. Basically, if you watch my Hotline hauls video, or sorry, not my Hotline hauls, I'm mixing up everything. If you watch my Copper Flop videos, it's kind of like a reaction type thing. I was going to film one today before we put this up, but I think I might put it up tomorrow with just more in-depth thoughts on these figures. But yeah, I think that is enough for Neo. We're going to move on to the Listerine Mark 85.
Hey, can I show something real quick?
Sure. Yeah, let's pull Sean up here.
All right. So you guys are talking about wrist joints, right? So you guys can actually use things. So here's Leia here.
Mm-hmm.
Since she was brought up. The watch covers up the wrist joint here. If you go this angle, you can see it, right?
Yeah.
But I have her posed like this. Can you see the wrist joint?
Yeah, it definitely does a good job at concealing it for sure.
Yeah. You can find ways to conceal it just the way you do everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just trial and error.
Exactly. And finding a pose that you like while concealing it is another thing. You just got to find something that works for you.
Yeah.
So, guys, I will start by saying this is probably the laziest release of the bunch, obviously, because it's not only a repaint, but there's like nothing really new about it. At least with the Boba Fett, when we talk about him, there's some new accessories, and you'll see when we pull him up. But yeah, so we're calling this guy, he's been coined the Listerine Mark 85. But this is to note, guys, I will say in Hot Toys' defense on this one, this is a big improvement on the holographic line, in my opinion. Me personally, I wasn't a huge fan of the last holographic release that we got. I think it looked a little cheap, and that's no disrespect to anyone that owns it. If you like that figure, I've heard it's much better in person. But with that being said, I think the original one looks a little too toyish for me personally. So I think this one is definitely a huge improvement because they've kind of gone away with a ton of that see-through plastic and kind of made it more die-cast heavy, which we of course love to see. In regards to Iron Man figures, they're all about the die-cast. So we did bring up the Hong Kong price earlier, and I kind of want to give you guys, we discussed together before we started the stream what we think pricing is going to be like on this guy in the U.S. We kind of came to a consensus that we think based off of the 329 Hong Kong to U.S. dollar conversion, we think with the sideshow extra costs and everything, we're probably going to be looking at like 390 to 410 for the pricing, which obviously for this guy, I don't know. My biggest thing with this one, guys, is you have so many excellent options right now in stock and or on pre-order with Sideshow. Sean did a unboxing recently on the channel for the Mark V. That's a great option. You still have both Mark 85s in stock, this is a Mark 85 variant. So I could see why a lot of people would pass on this one. I mean, if you don't have an Iron Man in your collection or if you're looking to fill out the film suits, this is going to be one that you look at and you're like, I don't need it. Or you're going to look at it and say, I don't need it right now. I might wait and see how it sells on the secondary market, or I might wait for a Sideshow promo. Because, guys, like the original non-battle damaged Mark 85 is still in stock, and even the Mark 50 is still in stock. So I think that's the biggest thing to note with this one. If you're considering it and you don't have any Iron Man figures in your collection, just know that you have a lot of options right now for Iron Man figures. And me personally, I wouldn't pick this as my first choice if I was just looking to get one and or fill in my movie suit collection. It wouldn't be this one. However, I do think it is a beautiful figure. I think this color was a great choice by Hot Toys. I think it's subtle, yet it has it's bold, you know? I think it'll look really good on the shelf. So I don't hate this release at all. I just think it was a bit lazy, and I would have liked to have seen something else. Although, we saw the photo earlier. You know, Hot Toys likes to do their neon tech and stuff for Toy Fair exclusive. So this is right in line with what they typically do for Toy Fair. This one is not up for pre-order yet, which is why we kind of gave you our estimate on what we think the price is going to be. But yeah, guys, I don't have really much else to say about this. He does come with some cool stuff. This Qatar here we did see with the Mark 50 accessory set. So it's nice to see that return. If you don't remember, Thanos kind of turned it on Tony and stabbed him with his own blade. That's where this comes from. But yeah, guys, he doesn't come with a lot. He comes with the blades. He has the something refocuser, energy refocuser, whatever they call that pack that goes on his back. The base does
refocuser.
Yeah. Thank you, Chris. The base does say Endgame on it. I feel like they should have done like a special base for this one. I saw that like. Let me scroll back to this real quick before we move on to someone else's opinion. I just want to show this. I saw this like clear base in the photos. I'm like, oh shit, we're getting a clear base with some lights coming through it or something. Maybe some like lights that are similar to this color. Nope. We got a very similar base to the Mark 85 standard, and it says Endgame on it, which is a little weird in my opinion. But that's all I have to say about this figure, guys. There's nothing special about it. I do think it's a beautiful figure, and I do like the color a lot. But this isn't going to be one that I'm going to grab immediately. I'm going to wait and see how he fares on the secondary market, because I have a feeling you'll be able to get this one for pretty cheap for a while. So, Lane, what do you think of the Listerine Mark 85?
I am honestly completely indifferent to it. Same way I was to the neon tech like last year. I just don't care about these figures. I think it looks catchy. I still think overall that the like Origins one are more interesting looking than this. Not that they're necessarily going to be better, but I think they're more interesting looking than this one. Like if you put me, you tied me up and put, my feet to the fire coals, and you're like, are you going to get this, or are you going to get one of those two? You have to spend $400 on one of them. I would choose one of those over this.
Yeah,
but
I can see why.
The accessories are good. I mean, I can't say like, oh my god, this is the worst thing ever. It's just even in comparison to if I had the money or was able to have it already, between putting my money down, pre-ordering this, like paying it off now, or I don't know, doing the armorized Deadpool or even the Iron Strange or something for last year from the 2021 summer, I get one of those over this like in a heartbeat. Yeah. They're at least something a little bit more different and interesting with them.
That's a good point.
And then Mark 85 isn't my favorite suit. Like, I think it's okay. It's not my favorite suit of all of them.
I love the Mark 85. Just to go on the record.
I know. We've already gone back and forth.
Chris, I'm going to speak for him. He loves the Mark 85 suit. Don't listen to Lane. The Mark 85 is awesome. But thank you, Lane.
Mark 5, Mark 7, much better.
I agree. Mark 7 is number one. I'll go with you there, Lane. Mark 7, number one. I always remember that. If you're looking for one Iron Man, Mark 7, number one. All right. Thank you, Lane. Sean, what do you think of this figure, and is it something you're interested in picking up at some point?
So I do like it. I'm not sure if I'm going to get it. But since you just mentioned Mark 7, how there's a lot of unsatisfied comments in the community regarding this armor. And my thoughts were basically, okay, if this was the Mark 7 in the same exact color as holographic, would you be complaining?
They would. Because what was the Midas?
Midas is a Mark 7.
Yeah, and look at the Midas. It's still sitting, and a lot of people were trashing the Midas too.
I like the Midas.
Yeah, Lane used to have the Midas, and he loved that figure. But of course, Lane being Lane, he did sell it.
Well, I have bought both Mark 7s, and I have retained both die-cast Mark 7s.
I have the die-cast Mark 7 Special Edition with the hologram. That's all I got right now, but give us more Mark 7s. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get the Midas eventually. Who knows?
You should.
I like it. I
Sick.
like gold if it's done right. Not like the Stormtrooper gold, the Chrome Trooper, but
see, good thing that you brought that up, because that's another point, like how this was titled as Endgame. If you look at the copper, the gold, chrome, and even the porcelain Stormtrooper, they're listed for A New Hope, which we all know we never saw a copper, a gold chrome,
which is odd that they
or
do
a
that.
porcelain Stormtrooper, but it's associated with The New Hope from Hot Toys. Now this is associated with Endgame, which is weird because it's more of an expanded universe type thing.
Exactly. It's like a special one-off figure, and it's the branding is just weird, because this isn't an Endgame suit. Like, yes, the armor is from Endgame, but the color, no.
Now, if there was like a deleted scene where Tony was testing different versions for the Mark 85, and this was in Endgame, I think a lot more people would.
Right, kind of like the Iron Strange, how it was like a cut scene.
Yeah, exactly. I think
it would make more sense.
People would be going after this.
Yeah, I agree. That's a very good point. But yeah, Chris, what do you think of this guy? I think I already know what you're going to say, but what do you think of this guy? Are you interested in picking him up, or is this kind of weak sauce for you?
No, it's not weak sauce, but it's something I'm not putting in the collection just because.
Keep talking. I'm just pulling it up while you're talking. Ignore me.
Because it wasn't in the film. I like seeing stuff from the film, like that realism base and stuff like that, like something I can connect with. I never saw it, so there's no need. I already have a Mark 85, so even if it was one from the film that they announced, I still wouldn't pick it up just because I don't need two Iron Mans. And then the other thing is, I was going to mention this. I've heard that he's not really that minty blue color that we see in the photos. He's more sort of like this, which is weird.
I think part of it is this lighting is like so strong. It's kind of not showing off the true colors of the figure. Because I noticed that when I saw these secret base photos and videos, I'm like, man, that is nothing like the photos. But I think close up in person, it probably looks a lot different.
It doesn't look nearly as beautiful as those photos do.
It's almost like in this, it's almost like a Tiffany blue. That's what it looks like. But yeah, it definitely looks a lot lighter in color for sure.
I think with the lighting and whatever surrounding colors you have for it will make the colors actually change. Like, for example, the reason why I use white in all my displays, because it makes the colors of the item you're displaying pop out more, especially Marvel and especially Iron Man because of the red and everything else. So with this, what I have in my display versus what Chris will have in his Modu cases, it might even look like a completely different figure.
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially with like something like that where it's a black background, it filters light differently for sure.
So this is my thought. If you, go ahead.
No, finish, man.
So if you get some red lights and post it from underneath the bottom, and have them coming up with a regular white or soft white light coming down from the top, I think it'll completely change everyone's perspective on this version. And if the one time someone does that and shows it off and it has the same effect that I'm really thinking it will, there will be a lot of people going after it just because of the reflective power. It's
possible.
Alone.
Very possible.
So sorry I cut you off, Chris.
No, it's all good, man. You were finishing what you were saying. But I was just going to touch on overseas. They're huge Iron Man fans. That's why they keep releasing them. I mean, I heard
this one's for them for sure.
Yeah, I heard some people talking this morning that over there they buy, like, they're so crazy about Iron Man, they buy like the 1-to-1 stuff and all the busts. Like, I mean, it's crazy how much they love him over there. And somebody was mentioning that it's because of like their machines, or he looks like a machine. So I don't know, it attracts him or something, like the RoboCop kind of.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's like, the Queen and stuff over, based in China and stuff like that. All their like life size, they have multiple life size Iron Man statues and stuff that they're selling and stuff, and people are buying them. They're selling out. They're small, obviously, but they're $11,000.
Right.
All right,
This probably won't be the last Iron Man we see from them either. Because
No,
they
definitely
had
not.
last year the neon tech and stuff. So, yeah. Pedro said, because me and Single Songwriter were talking about if it was in Endgame, and Pedro had mentioned that it was a hologram, but I don't know if I'm wrong. Was it the Mark 85 they did that hologram of? Or is that a different
question. It's definitely not
different suit up?
It's not this suit, because this isn't meant to like replicate a hologram. I just think they call it the holographic version because it has some see-through clear parts. I don't think it's in related to that, but it is a good point that you made. But
yeah, because they did a holographic suit.
Right.
And it's red and gold or whatever that didn't
Right, that's
really
the
sell.
previous figure in this line. This is part of that same holographic line. And
You're
again,
talking
like
about
I was
the
saying
Mark
earlier,
IV.
yeah, the Mark IV.
Right, okay.
But all right, it's time, everybody. It's time for what you've all been waiting for.
Except me.
Boba Fett arena suit. Chris, just leave the stream right now. You just ruined my introduction to Boba Fett. Guys, everybody in the chat, tell Chris to leave because he just ruined my introduction to Boba Fett, and now I'm upset.
I'm taking
But I'm joking. Here we go.
I'm taking them with.
Arena suit Boba Fett, guys. If you're a comic book fan, you probably already knew what this guy was the moment you saw that photo go up. But regardless, whether you're a comic book fan or not, I think we can all agree this guy looks badass. Like, this is a badass Boba Fett. I think out of all the Boba Fett figures we got, this is definitely the most badass Boba Fett. Let's start going through the photos here. So like I mentioned earlier, you do have a special accessory that comes with this one that does not come with any other Hot Toys Boba Fett, being this like spear / axe weapon that he comes with here.
It says "Eat it, Gaffy stick."
Is that what it says?
That's what it says to me. Eat it, Gaffy stick.
Okay.
I already said Nada Keegan out. If they put out that Rancor, like 6 scale from Book of Boba Fett,
This is who has to fight the Rancor. That's who has to
Well,
fight.
no. This is who he's putting on the Rancor. This is Boba Fett's going on the Rancor.
That's
like,
true.
With the big spear thing and stuff in his hand and a blaster in the other. That's what would be going on if that thing came out.
Right. How cool is that, though, that he comes with 2 blaster pistols and you could dual wield them? It is a bit unfortunate that he doesn't come with an extra holster. I might find a way to rig up a second holster. Obviously, this one that he comes with is like specific to one side, but I'll rig up one somehow. Maybe I'll buy an extra one from like Toy Anxiety or something. But yeah, man, the dual blaster look is always awesome, and it kind of aids to that like gunslinger flair that we see a lot in Star Wars. I really like this look here. It's giving me like Mando Beskar spear vibes. Except I think it's a bit more badass than the Beskar spear just because it looks cooler. But the promo pics don't show the weathering quite as much as secret base photos, so I wonder which would be more accurate. That's a good question. MRC did put up a video of this figure, so we're going to check that out after we look through the photos and everything. I'm very excited to see it because I've seen some in-hand stills, which I'll show along with these photos, but I have not seen any videos on it, so I'm excited to see that. Guys, I mean, this is a beautiful figure. I know it's fair to say like, oh man, another Boba Fett repaint, but like the best way to put it, if you're gonna do a repaint, this is how you do it. You do something special like this that is special to a lot of people because again, this is a comic look, so they basically tried to pull this right off of the cover of the comic book. You can even see that in some of the promotional photos where they mimicked the look of the front page of the comic book. One of the issues, at least. But let's see. Yeah, here's let me see if I can zoom in. As you know, the zoom feature is not. Yeah, see, it's gonna start zooming out.
Ideal.
Love it. But look at the detail here on this axe. I wish I could make it bigger for you. Yeah, that's not helping us either. And that's
wasn't that your
That's
homework
what she
assignment?
said.
But here's the. What'd you say?
Wasn't
Sorry,
that
not
your
Chris.
homework
Don't repeat that.
assignment?
My homework assignment was to learn how to zoom. I did that live on stream. embarrassed myself last week, so I did my homework. It is Sideshow who did not do their homework and learning how to allow their website to zoom with Google. But with that being said, I do think we got a good enough look here. You can see there's a lot of like pitting and stuff in the blade and some really nice weathering detail. So I'm definitely a huge fan of that. As I always tell you guys, I'm a huge fan of weathering, and it looks like there's no shortness. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. There's no lack of weathering on this figure. There's definitely plenty of it. I know a lot of. Okay, Chris, mute your mic again. Stop talking. But yeah, I think this figure overall, I think the all black look makes it very very likely to fit in a lot of different Empire-based displays. Obviously, being that this is from a comic book, you either display it by itself or you make it part of your own world, you know? And I think a perfect companion piece for this figure is the Chrome Death Trooper. So much so that I think I might end up getting a second one if I end up pre-ordering one while they're still in stock. I'm still thinking about it. But I did get one, and I think I will end up putting the Chrome Death Trooper with this guy. I was going to make him like a specialist and put him behind Moff Gideon, but this figure had me change my mind. I got to be honest with you. I think this is a great companion piece for that figure, and I think they're going to look great together. I think the finish is very similar from what I've seen in photos, so they're kind of like a match made in heaven, in my opinion. Kumar, how's it going, man? As always, good to see you. I hope you are doing well, and thank you so much for being here, as always. So when I was talking about them trying to like mimic the front cover of one of the comic issues, this is what I was talking about here with this like gradient red to black to like a grayish color. That's them paying tribute to that comic cover, which I think is really cool. Hey, I mean, everybody's got to have that Chrome Death Trooper. You can pass on the clone because I understand the clone's not for everybody, but that Chrome Death Trooper, you got to get one. You got to get it. Well, I guess with the Chrome Clone Trooper, you already passed on it because it's out of stock, but who knows? You know how stuff is. Sometimes it comes back after they start shipping them, but for this one, if you're getting this figure, I don't know. I think the Chrome Death Trooper would look really good with this guy. I'm definitely all for it, and I think there'd be a great look. Exactly. That's my plan. I want to have him flanking this Boba Fett. Like, who better to lead Chrome Death Troopers than a blacked out Chrome Boba Fett with a spear axe? You know what I mean? Like that to me is like ideal. So I think I might end up getting a second one.
It's going to be a dark display.
Oh yeah, you need extra lighting in there. It's going to be very dark. Very dark.
So Hot Toys has the long weapon listed as a spear.
Spear.
And then there's another weapon, and I can't seem to find any pictures with it, called an anti-security blade.
So I will say this. He typically has a blade, even with the normal Boba Fett, one of his, along with his jetpack tools in the front leg pockets, he does have a knife in there. So maybe that's it?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out.
Because, yeah, and typically he does have a survival knife in the front pockets here, which is, again, that's normal with the ESB as well.
Right.
I'm trying to see if we can get a look at it. I mean, I see the normal jetpack tools here. That's right. So Kumar was already able to pick these up. Kumar, did you pre-order these through like Toys Wonderland or something, or did you actually get these in person? But yeah, I'm curious about that, Sean. I think it may be the
it is
front
one.
pocket.
It is one that goes in his leg.
Okay.
It's that weird looking thing. I'll send you the picture. I just
so
found it.
They made it sound more exciting than it actually is.
Yeah, I got like, oh, that might be awesome. What is it?
Right.
And now I'm completely disappointed.
Wah, wah, wah. Okay, Kumar got it from Toys Wonderland. I got you. What was the? Did they say what the turnaround time is? If you got it from Toys Wonderland, I'm just curious.
Toys Wonderland had a in stock, and then they had the second batch that they have to wait on.
Right. So this is what I'm talking about, bro. How are you going to give him one holster? Like, I'm sure it's accurate to the comic. I'm finding another holster. I don't care if it looks goofy. As long as it holds the blaster, I'm finding another holster. I want the dual holster. I think it'll look so cool, man. Lane, what do you think of this guy? I know you've kind of thrown in your thoughts here and there, but have you contemplated this one at all?
I can't say that I don't think about it a little bit, but I have said, I said on Geeking Out, I don't think I'm going to end up getting this guy. I was the only one who said, like, everybody was like, what do you mean you're not going to get it? I'm like, well, like it looks cool to me, but I also just see a lot of the original Boba Fett, and I'm getting the Boba Fett with the throne.
Mm-hmm.
I'm spending $400, over $400 on a Boba Fett already.
Fever.
I know this one is really cool, but it at the end of the day, it is just like the Empire 40. I think now I do think it has some differences, like the bags and stuff and everything like that under his belt and stuff are definitely different. So it's not exactly the same thing. But I still feel like I'm just looking at the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett pretty much with a black spray paint can put over it. Like he got NWO'd over his entire
the disrespect
outfit.
lane.
Now
you had to say spray paint.
Yeah. Now that being said, if anybody in chat, if you guys are looking at this and everything, now this is going to depend on the price point guy. If this guy's like $265, it's gonna, and you don't have a Boba Fett, and you didn't love like modern Boba Fett so much, and I know
Fat
he's a
Fett.
modern, he's a modern Boba Fett creation, but if you want a version of him that's not going to cost you a lot of money and you don't have to fool around with the secondary markets, you don't have to worry. Do I get a set of figure that's never been opened, but it's like pleather's melted or something like that in the box over the last 3 or 4 years, 5 years? This guy is an original flight suit Boba Fett, like his original flight suit, armor, body, everything. So if you don't have one, I think this guy is worth getting. Now, most people are going to go, what Boba Fett is that? Or is it like a Legends or something like that? But, and technically, this is a canon Boba Fett.
It is canon.
Until like 10 years from now where they say, the comics are canon.
Yeah, so technically, this is like Jeremy Bullock's Boba Fett. Yeah. Which makes it even cooler. Makes it even cooler, in my opinion. Just saying. Not trying to convince you one way or the other, but it does make it cooler.
Yeah, War of the Bounty Hunters. So, I don't know how you guys feel. To me, and the thing is, though, we're all fighting for space, too. So if you have a couple lines of Star Wars, well, okay.
Sean's like, not me.
If we're not named Nate, we're not named, apparently Justin's Collectibles or Fabio figures or something like that, where they have an infinite abyss and an infinite time corridor to fit stuff. Do I think he's a necessary? And what you guys would say, this is perfect for a Toy Fair exclusive. He's not a necessary figure.
No.
But if you're like OG Star Wars fan, who you must collect all Boba Fett's, this is going to be a perfect Boba Fett to put with the other ones, who will still look distinctive. It's not going to be, where like you have Return of the Jedi next to Empire, where you have to really be looking, sometimes to tell the specific differences. This guy is different enough because he has some extra different parts to the uniform that the movie versions don't have, with like the extra pockets and some other stuff. And the black color for it is very distinctive. And like you said, you can do
sexy.
Black.
That's what it is. It's sexy.
Yeah, it's a cool thing.
This is tuxedo Boba Fett. He's going to a wedding. Yeah. He's going to a funeral.
Before he goes to vaporize.
He's multi-purpose, right?
The one thing I don't know if I like, it's not so much with the face. Oh, and I don't know if you did this, and I think Mr. Collectibles showed this. That backpack, I already got to confirm someone who has the figure. The backpack's magnetized.
And and they said it was actually stronger magnets this time around, which is wonderful. So if you've had Boba Fett's in the past, it hasn't been the best.
If you want a flight suit Boba Fett, I think this guy's worth getting. Now,
that's funny.
If for some reason they charge $300 for this guy, I don't think they're going to do that. I don't really think they're going to do that. It would be hard for me if they were charging, say, $300 base and stuff. It would be hard for me to tell somebody they should buy this figure. I think that's too much for it. I don't care if it's a Toy Fair exclusive or not. If he's $265 to $285, and you really, because like I said, I'm getting the Throne Boba. I think that has maybe my favorite image of that's based off my favorite moment of Boba Fett ever when he sat down at the end of Mando season 2. Book of Boba didn't screw that up for me. Like that moment is my favorite Boba Fett moment. Yeah. It has. Yeah.
So.
Right,
exactly. We've been told that the magnets are actually a bit stronger than Django. I didn't have a problem with the Django ones at all, but if they're going to give us stronger magnets, I'll take it. G, unfortunately, the axe is not die-cast. That would have been really cool.
But
But
that
yeah,
would
it's
make him a
not.
lot more. That would make him. Like
It would raise the
$300.
price, right? But yeah, that would be
but
cool. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I mean, it'd be like, we talk about Mjolnir or something like with one of the Thors. Like, how much cooler would we find maybe knowing the Mjolnir instead of light up, it was die cast with the King Thor or whatever.
Yeah,
that form's going to be coming. But that would have made the price the figure almost as much as Dead Strange.
And would weigh the arm down.
Yeah.
Kumar says he got the second batch for the figure that we're talking about, so he doesn't have it in hand. The price between the first. Yeah. A lot of times, if you're not an impatient person, there's no reason to pay all that extra money. This figure's already going to release pretty quickly. If you guys didn't hear, if you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, this figure already is in the hands of people in Hong Kong.
It's sold out.
Right, it's sold out. There was 300 of them in Hong Kong. Now, we will move on to additional information about this figure, but don't worry, it is going to be put up for sale in the U.S. soon, and you'll see when in a few minutes. But yeah, don't get too hurt by it selling out in Hong Kong. You're going to be okay for now. I just wanted to point out, does this not look like Boba Fett's like flipping us off here with how it's lined up with the jetpack? I can't unsee it now. I saw it one time and I can't unsee it.
Yeah, that's what I was.
I'm like, excuse me. But yeah, I just thought that was funny. I just wanted to pull that up because I'm stupid. But yeah, I agree with you, Lane. Another thing to note about this one, I don't want to let my hype for this figure stray away from the fact that there are a lot of Boba Fett's on pre-order, as Lane has mentioned. So if you're going to buy one Boba Fett, if you don't have one in your collection, this probably isn't the one. It's not. Because you're going to want one that's at least close to his original trilogy look if you're a fan of the original trilogy, or if you like Book of Boba Fett or The Mandalorian. You're going to be looking at one of those. And I think one of the most obvious figures right now that a lot of collectors are going to grab, believe it or not, is the Book of Boba Fett one. If you guys look at the sales on Sideshow, he's selling very well, mainly probably because of the Cad Bane, but he's selling very well. He's very high up there with the Star Wars releases, so I think that one's in a good price.
I think this guy's going to be high when he comes out, if he makes it onto the general thing.
He will, because he's going to get that initial spike of all the people getting scared that he's going to sell it, which he may. I'm not going to sway you one way or the other. I'm just saying if you have the means to, and you don't mind pre-ordering, it might not be a bad idea to pre-order this guy, just in case he does pull like a Chrome Clone Trooper and sell out very quickly.
Would you guys all agree here, everybody in the panel? I do not see this guy being in stock still like the armor is. Or anything. This to me screams like a clone Chrome Trooper V2. I got to be honest with you. And again, I'm not trying to panic people into pre-ordering, but I will say this. I know a lot of places, even though they say non-refundable deposit, if you're respectful about it and you reach out, they will either transfer it to another figure or refund you your money. Of course, you have to be quick about it. So if you pre-order it and you're like, you know what, I changed my mind, don't wait 2 months and try to get your NRD back, because sometimes they won't care about it at that point. But I will say, I know of people that have gotten their NRD back 6-7 months into a pre-order. So it is possible. You just have to be respectful about it and reach out to the company that you pre-order from. But yeah, absolutely, Penn. Boba fans are spoiled to the T. I know you collect Vintage Collection and Black Series and stuff like I do, and Hot Toys, and all of those lines are like, it's like Boba frenzy right now. They won't stop releasing Boba Fetts, which I'm cool with. I could see putting this guy too, if like you did it in Infinities, like Mace Pancake survived, like a custom older Mace Windu. This would be the Boba Fett you would like send chasing after him.
Right, exactly. Single. It's funny you say this. I was on Nate's stream yesterday, geeking out. I know you know because you're there all the time, but just for people that don't know. And I mentioned this. I'm like, you can either put a Cody sculpt or a Django sculpt. I think a lot of people are saying Django because it's like the weakest of the Tamara Morrison sculpts, which is understandable. And a lot of people probably aren't using that sculpt. But yeah, I think that would be really cool. It would be really, really cool.
It would fit timeline-wise.
For sure. I think that might redeem that sculpt for a lot of people. This figure might change a lot of things for that sculpt. Who knows? Because a lot of people probably just have it sitting in the box collecting dust. Not me, though. I'm a sculpt guy, so probably can't see it, but the sculpt is on mine. But yeah, that's a great idea for sure. Sean, what do you think of this guy? Is this one you're going to be picking up?
So I am going to get it. I mean, it's Boba Fett. It's black. This answers a lot of questions, too, if you really think about it. You have the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett, and then Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. He has different colors of his armor. You know, I prefer the ESB version different. He has
Me
a
too.
different rifle than what he had before. So it
I
kind
like
of
the all
goes
green
into,
too.
yeah, it goes into the whole why did it change? And the comic book series they created for this answers it because he did this.
Mm-hmm.
And then after this, he had to obviously repaint his armor.
Yeah.
So it kind of answers a question there. I think this would look great if you have that comic, even if, regardless if it's graded or not.
Yeah.
And you put it behind the figure.
Yeah. Shout out to Euler's Workshop.
Yep.
He has a channel. Definitely check his channel out. He does some amazing custom work. But he said he has 2 copies of this issue that's inspired by the photo that here is inspired by, and he's actually going to get one graded and have it displayed with it. So I think that'll look really cool. He's got like a Mandalorian display going on. So I think it'll look amazing. But yeah, I think a lot of people are going to do that, and maybe it'll drive up the price on that comic. Who knows?
And just, I mean, if you really look at it, somebody said that they don't think it's pleather where the armor is on the chest piece.
I've been told that it's not.
Yeah.
After people had it in hand, I've been told that it's not, which I was very surprised by.
Because
I'm trying
Django is pleather.
Yeah, so what they compared it to, if you guys have the Hawkeye, the Ronin Hawkeye Deluxe, it's that material. That's what I've been told, which is amazing. Like, that material is super nice. So that's a huge plus for me because, like you said, Django has a ton of pleather on him, especially under the armor. So definitely a huge plus for sure. It looks like we got a whole Sculpt gang in the chat for this figure. I might be Sculpt gang. We got to wait and see.
Yeah, I think it would be fine on its own. No head sculpt, nothing at all.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. But I do think it's nice that people want to customize figures because I'm all for that. I have a custom Boba with my extra Commander Cody sculpt in my display, so I'm all for it. But yeah, it seems like, I don't know, guys, it seems like this one across the board is the most exciting one for a lot of people. Just because, again, though it is a repaint, this is like a repaint that a lot of people can respect because, one, it has enough differences from the original to where you can see a different figure in it, but also it's paying tribute to a comic book, which Hot Toys has shown that they have a lot of interest in lately. So this is definitely a huge plus for comic book fans for both Star Wars and Marvel because we're getting them on both sides. And being that there's all these rumors about like a comic book Wolverine and stuff for Summer Showcase, it makes these rumors like seem more legitimate, you know? Chris, what do you think of this figure? I'm curious to hear what you have to say about it. I briefly saw what you said last night when it dropped, but
yeah, I think it looks good. Again, it's another one I won't be picking up. I'm gonna just wait and see what Hot Toys decides to do. So if anything, these releases or announcements, I mean, right now are just saving me money. Now that being said, I don't have a Boba Fett, and I want the Return of the Jedi. So if I pick this up, I feel like I'd be doing myself a disservice by go ahead and doing this.
Yeah.
And like I said, I have a vision. I stick to it to collect what I like and what I want. So this piece is definitely beautiful, and it'd be something you could stare at. Like, I really am digging the whole chrome look and that reflective kind of look. It definitely is eye candy for sure. But yeah, it's something that I'm going to pass on.
And I think you made a very valid point. You have a vision for your collection, and if you need one Boba Fett, this isn't the one, guys. Like, and it may be for you, but for most people, this isn't going to be the one. If you just have one, like for me, if I had one Boba Fett, and you can see I've got the animated Boba, and I'll show you those in a little bit, but if I could only pick one personally, Empire Strikes Back all day and a half, Empire Strikes Back. And I've got all of them. I've got all the Boba Fetts, and I've got Empire Strikes Back. I think I have 3 of them. That's how much I love that figure and how much I love Boba Fett's appearance in Empire Strikes Back. So, but guys, I did want to bring something up here regarding this figure. And again, I think this will kind of give a lot of you peace of mind in regards to the pre-order numbers for this guy. Sideshow has confirmed this. Again, this is something directly said by Sideshow. This is not their post. I just found this shared by someone else, but it was shared, spoken directly from Sideshow. And what they said was that the early access for the pre-order for this arena suit Boba Fett will be available for Sideshow Con registrants. So if you haven't done it already, if you register for the Sideshow Con, you get $10 immediately. I forgot to get a link for you guys, so unfortunately, if someone in the chat has a link, definitely throw it in there. We would really appreciate it to help your fellow collectors out. But if you register, you get first dibs on the figure. If you don't register before this July 11th mark, I assume you'll get blocked out until the end of Sideshow Con if they're still left. We put air quotes because that could be a marketing tactic.
And hey, it's worth it to do because you get $10.
Right, free $10, and it's immediate. It's immediate.
I did
in your
it.
account.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so you
exactly
can
what I
literally
did.
that's literally just do it if you plan to get this. Do it.
Right.
So yes, you might have to eventually get some of their crappy emails and stuff, but that could be literally $10 to take off.
Yeah.
Your Boba Fett.
Actually,
Or take off
it's not all
anything.
crappy because sometimes they be emailing me like the Sideshow seconds and whatnot. And
Yeah.
some pretty
Well,
good stuff on there.
I'm just saying, if just the extra thing to make you want to do it, to make sure you get in for this, if you're considering it, just enter into it because it's $10 down that you can literally use for $10 off the Boba Fett when it's put up for pre-order. Like, get it and get it for $10 less.
Yeah, absolutely. And guys, even if you're not interested in this figure at all, like Lane said, get the $10. I mean, $10, that's generous from Sideshow. You guys know we've been on like that $1 kick for a better part of a year now. So $10 and you get it instantly. You don't have to wait for them to process or anything. Take it. Get that $10. Even if you don't normally shop from Sideshow, set up an account, get it, and then maybe you'll buy something from one day because you have points built up, you know? But yeah, so don't get discouraged by the 300 Hong Kong number that everyone's throwing out.
Yeah.
Register. Be prepared for it. If you're very, very interested in this figure, I would say consider pre-ordering it if you have the means to, and if you're okay with pre-ordering. I personally am going to pre-order it. I'm not going to take chances on this guy. You guys know that I'm a Boba Fett fiend, so I will not pass on a Boba Fett. That's not saying I day one pre-order every Boba Fett, because I don't. But this one being an exclusive, and being that I see this being like a Chrome Clone Trooper V2, personally, I'm going to drop a pre-order on this guy as soon as he goes up. So definitely register. Again, sorry I don't have a link for you, but maybe one of us can get it and drop it in the chat before.
As we pointed out, this guy also might go really well if you've already pre-ordered or got the Black Chrome Death Trooper. Because their coloration and stuff is very similar. If you need something to put it with, those two color-wise would go with each other pretty well.
Absolutely. Let's see. Single says, someone will mix and match this Boba with the other Boba Fetts and make a custom looking. Absolutely. This is one of those figures, especially because it's all blacked out. I could see so many customs coming from this figure. I'm happy for it because I love seeing customs. I don't really dabble in it too much myself, but I love seeing the creativity that other collectors have. So,
well, right now for
Elaine says
customizing too, you have people that are selling the Mandalorian Deluxe for like $250 to even $215 on the Deluxe, because I've seen that on the buy sell trade groups.
Yeah, me too.
The Death Watch Mandalorian. I mean, I've gone through and I've customized some of them, and I'm working on 2 right now. But you can go through and customize them and make them easier, or not easier. Sorry, how you want them.
Exactly. I always say my favorite phrase is make it your own world. These DTOFs, these displays, that's your world. Don't worry about accuracy if you don't care about that. Worry about what makes you happy. Make your own world what you want it.
Hot Toys releasing the like Iron Man for Marvel for Star. It's Troopers and Mandalorians. They're just spitting them out, man.
Yeah,
but
guys,
Die Hard Boba
drop
Fett's
a
will
link
get
for you.
this.
Yeah. So this photo I want to show here, this is from our friend Monica, who's always giving us amazing information from Hong Kong. Shout out to Monica as always. I thought this was a really cool photo. He's been doing this like little series of his where he puts the name and the item number for the figure. So we really appreciate that. This is CMS 11. So this is the comic masterpiece series. Obviously there haven't been many, so it's cool to see that designation for a figure because it doesn't happen often. But you could see, I want to go off of Sean's point earlier and how much lighting plays into the effect of a figure. In this lighting, it looks like jet black, soulless. But in other lighting, you might see some shine. You might see some different weathering coming out. So it definitely is a good point that Sean made earlier, that you got to play with your lighting and kind of find what works for you, find what tone of light. I'm probably a bad person to say this right now because I'm sure you guys have noticed I've got LEDs that have changed colors on me, but they're going to be replaced eventually. So do what Sean says, not what I do. How about that? But yeah, Single Songwriter says the vintage color Boba helmet looks awesome on one of the Deathwatch figures. It's funny you bring up vintage color because I have 2 Boba Fett's out because they kind of reminded me of this figure. And I'm going to show them off. You can see one of them behind me. The other one's kind of getting cut off, but it's the vintage Boba Fett. And I'm going to show those off once we finish talking about this guy.
You know, because they weren't going to wait 3 or 4 months for that one. Just to say.
Let's see. Penn says the season 1 Beskar Deluxe is that low because Sideshow ordered so many. Yeah, they must have ordered like 20K of those season 1 Beskar Mandos. He's been sitting for so long, so long. Pedro says this armor was in Solo. Was this like I know there was like a samurai inspired Mandalorian armor that was his name, Dryden Voss, had in his office. Was this in that scene? I personally don't remember that. I remember like the samurai inspired Boba armor was in like Dryden Voss's little lair, but I don't remember this armor.
That's what I was gonna say. It wasn't the Iron Man one. Leo 1/6 Scale Man was telling a story about this. It is in Solo. There's a scene, I guess, I forget which exact, but you have to really pick it out in the film. But they're walking, and you kind of see this armor in the background. I'm pretty sure.
Was it? Let me see.
I don't know what scene it is, and I forget. He was talking about it specifically, but yeah, it's in the background.
Yeah,
it's in the film.
I see, like, I'm looking up
I heard that today.
Dryden Voss's, and that's the samurai one I was thinking of. So, I don't know if somebody has a link or something, I'll pull it up. I didn't know that. I've seen Solo twice, and I have not caught that. So that's really cool to know. Here's another photo. Again, shout out to Monica. He tells me to stop shouting him out, but I'm never going to because he helps us out so much. This is a close-up photo, and again, we'll see more when we check out this video together from MRC. But as you can see, like, the weathering is very nice. And I think this is probably some of the better weathering they've done on Boba Fett, just because if you look closely, it almost looks like it's like got rub marks on it. Like it's really convincing of like the paint rubbing off of the surface. And this is like high level weathering on Hot Toys part, in my opinion. I love the little speckling here, as if like he got shot by a blaster bolt and like it got scorched by the blaster. I think this is really cool. I know a lot of people were iffy about the weathering at first because it's like weathering with chrome, but I think it kind of works because just because the armor's shiny doesn't mean it can't get damaged, you know? Penn says, MP4 Star Wars Theories 20-minute video about he's on top of things. I know he does collect 6-scale figures. I'd be surprised if he didn't talk about this. Let's head on over to MRC's channel and check out this video. Again, I have not seen this, and obviously no one on stream in our panel has seen it because it just got uploaded while we were live. So we're kind of checking this out together, which is cool. I'm really excited to see what it looks like in hand. I didn't have a photo pulled up of the box, so MRC kind of saved me because I forgot to do that. But the box is obviously really clean. This reminds me, I know I believe Sean owns the Shadow Trooper as well. Base. Yeah, let's pull up the base because we haven't shown that yet. Guys,
it's actually really neat.
Right, so this is different than what we're used to getting. I know a lot of people were asking on another stream if this was textured. It isn't. It's just like a decal, like it's painted on. But with that being said, there's no sand footprints, so we're already doing great with this figure. There's no sand footprints whatsoever. I do love this, like, someone compared it to a gravestone shape, and I really do.
That's what I was thinking, bro. Like,
yeah, it's really cool.
I might get this figure just for that.
Bro, I don't know, man. This one's a hard one to pass up for me, like I said, and like now seeing it in this video, it's just hitting that point home for me that I need to get this figure immediately. I'm very curious about the shipping time on this one in the US. The reason I say this is because, again, this one has already been handed out to people in Hong Kong who have purchased it. So I wonder if it's going to be something crazy where they only allow you to do like 2 payments on it because it's that rapid of a turnaround time on Sideshow.
Yeah.
I know it was brought up on another stream as well that maybe Sideshow will do. Sorry to pause the video, but maybe Sideshow will do like a in-person release at San Diego Comic-Con, and then everyone else who pre-order online gets it later. Like first batch gets it in person.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised at all. Single Songwriter says the Beskar Brawler won the fight in the arena by taking off his jetpack and blowing up. Bro, you can't get more badass than that. He already looks badass, but you can't get more badass than that. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is definitely the most badass looking Boba Fett for sure. That's a nice little slip cover there. Really nice artwork there. I could see someone in the Discord actually. He got his Commander Cody slip cover signed. And I wasn't big on it at first, but then when he got it framed, I'm like, that looks really nice. I could see, like, well, unfortunately not anymore. You can get it signed by Tamara Morrison, but unfortunately Jeremy Bullock obviously has passed, so you can't get him to sign it. But regardless, if you get, like, John Morton or Tamara Morrison, whoever your favorite living Boba Fett is, it would look really cool for sure. Like a silver with this dark background. I'm big on silver with my autographs. Yes, thank God for no footprints. I believe so. We'll check it out again when it gets pulled up, but I believe so. Yes.
Okay.
Let's kind of skip forward a little bit. Yeah, so there is that red detailing, which obviously it pops really well with that all black look. I'm a fan of that for sure. This actually is the blade that Sean brought up earlier. Obviously, it's not as exciting. I just completely bumped my mic, but this is not as exciting as what it sounded like when Sean was talking about earlier. But yeah, this is the blade that Sean was referring to earlier. Again, those are the standard jetpack tools you get with every Boba Fett. If you don't own a Boba Fett, those little pockets in the front of his shin area, that's where you put the tools. They kind of tuck in there nicely. So, yeah, Pan, you got to check it out. I believe it was in the signed merchandise channel that we have in the Discord. He dropped it in there, and it looks great. So this is what oh, man, this is beautiful. Look at that. Look at that, man.
Live reaction from Connor.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is. Someone brought it up earlier. It almost, you know what it almost looks like? Obsidian. I said this yesterday. It looks like obsidian to me. Like it's like the pitting and such.
I thought the same.
That looks great. I'm going to say right now, it looks great. I'm a huge fan. I wonder if it separates in the middle. That almost looked like it came apart right there. Doesn't that look like it kind of separates? Probably doesn't, but that's interesting. There's like a little gap there. I wonder if it does. But I suppose not, because it was at full mast in the package, so I guess not.
You could separate it in your world.
Yeah, in my world. I'm going to cut it in half. Boba Fett's iconic EE3 here. This is just a repainted version of what we already got, but looks amazing in all black, I will say that. Imagine someone did a custom in like black, but they did gold accents here and there. I would dig it. We do get two of these little blaster pistols. This is the one you've already seen in the past. It's just a repaint, of course. But again, I need to find a holster. I want two holsters. That's what I want. Gotta find a holster. It is a heck of a halberd for sure. Like we mentioned earlier, like Lane was sharing with us, this is magnetic, so that's a huge plus. Again, guys, the weathering is just looking better and better to me. I really do dig it. And I think MRC, in terms of reviews, I think he is the best with giving some neutral lighting to show what it will look like in person. So, I'm really happy with this. I really am. I know it's just another repaint, but I think it's a good repaint for sure. Look at the helmet, man. Look at the detail on the helmet. I'm like kind of pausing it in between so you can't see it too well. Let me see if I can get, yeah. Like, look at that weathering. That's beautiful. I like the weathering with the chrome. I dig it. Hopefully by the end of this video, Lane and Chris will be buying him. You never know. Chris is like, nah, I'm not buying it. My mic's muted. Leave me alone. Again, no, it seems like this is like textured like it typically is, but it's not. It's just a sticker, unfortunately. But again, there's no lumpiness to kind of throw off the stance of your figure, so I'm all for it. Penn said his pouches are so full, lots of snacks. Yeah, he probably has some peanuts or something thrown in there. He stole them from the bar, tossed them in his pocket. Single Songwriter says, when the Chrome Mando comes out, pose next to this black Boba Fett. Oh, absolutely. Again, I like I said earlier, I got a lot of like Beskar spear vibes from this spear that he has. So yeah, that's a good point. I think they would look nice together. I think a lot of people probably have a lot of plans already for that Mando though, but you never know. Hot Toy Collector says, sorry, I just want to ask. I think there will be more announcements coming for this Toy Fair, right? Yeah, so we did bring this up earlier. These are just the exclusives. So they always do like 3 to 4 exclusives right off the bat. And then later in the end of July into August, we get like, last year I think we got like 10 or 11 releases, right, Lane? Like 10 or 11, Sean, Lane?
Something like
One
that.
of you guys would know. Yeah, something like 10 or 11. We showed them off earlier.
Hang on, I can give you the list in a second of what we had last year.
Yeah, I did bring them up, but I did not count them. But again, I'm really digging this base. I like when they're doing different things. And being that this is a release that they pushed out very quickly, it's nice to see something different. Absolutely. Yep, no footprints, Pedro. Biggest plus about this figure, no footprint base. And I hope they never return the footprint base because we all hate it. Even the Chrome clone would stand neat. Yeah, it would. Any of these Chrome Troopers, honestly, would look cool. I don't know about the Stormtroopers. I have a strong hate for those figures, but
What?
yeah, I don't like those Chrome Stormtroopers at all. I'm not a fan. I think the color choice was just weird. I'm digging this, man. Articulation looks about on par with any other Boba Fett. There is a bit of restriction, obviously. Yeah, so that material is definitely not pleather. You could see it in this video here. It's definitely more of like that Hawkeye material. I could see what people are saying. That's a good comparison. The articulation seems good, though, which is typical for Boba Fett because he has a cloth undersuit. Okay, look, YouTube, we're doing a stream here. What are you doing? Oh, it's StreamYard. Look who it is. We're already promoting. We're on your platform right now. Stop it.
Did
That's another
StreamYard
thing.
literally just interrupt a live stream for a commercial?
Right. They interrupted a live stream on their platform with a commercial. My boy, Pate. Guys, Pate.
What is up?
I'm going to hype him up. Pate's making his big return to YouTube, and he's going to come on the stream. I told him he has to. But, guys, Pate was making consistent content for a while, and then he ghosted his fans, but now he's back. Pate is back in the swing of things. And he's going to start. Yeah, he ghosted him, but he's back, and he's ready to make amends, and he's going to start by coming on the Hot Toys Hotline live stream, maybe next week. Actually, no, I lied. Next week, we're going to be early. I want to say that now, guys. We're not going to make our normal Thursday. I am going on vacation, so we're thinking Monday or Tuesday. I will keep you all updated, of course, but it's a good time to say, and maybe Pate's free on Monday or Tuesday. You never know. But good to see you. Absolutely good to see you. Single Songwriter says, excellent idea, Pen. Put the Cody head sculpt on the Chrome clone and the Django. Yeah, guys, you can really mix and match with these head sculpts. There's so many options. Absolutely, there's so many options. TK says, good news about all these Chrome figures that they must be feeling confident about the current... Yeah, I think these Chrome figures are doing well. I do think they're doing well. I mean, obviously, we saw with the Chrome clone, he didn't sit for very long. I feel like the numbers on the Chrome Death Trooper are still pretty good considering it's in stock. But I also think it probably will get pushed up a little bit by this release. I hate to say it, but I think that figure might start moving a little bit faster.
Speaking about Chrome, how angry will everyone be if the next quarter scale Mando is from Season 2, but it's just the Chrome version?
Sean, why do you got to do this?
Technically, you brought it up. You put it in my mind with that thought.
Why does
It's
Sean
like-
have to do this?
You're
Why?
like,
He's got a
You know-
point.
First,
you know, I have a
talking
point.
about- First, I'm talking about how much I love Mace Windu on the last stream, and Sean's telling me, "Hey, man, you might be waiting until Revenge of the Sith anniversary." No,
I didn't say might.
We're
I'm
not
saying
waiting.
I think you
We're
will.
not waiting. No, don't listen to Sean. Don't listen to Sean. I had to bring myself up for this one because I'm tired of Sean putting me down when it comes to these releases. Don't listen to Sean.
He's only been collecting forever, and
Don't listen to Sean,
Hashtag
guys.
stand up to your bullies. Stop the
Right.
bullying.
I'm standing up. We're getting Mace Windu, and that is not happening.
Okay.
We're not getting
Okay,
that quarter
all right.
scale.
You're right. You're right.
You're right. You're
Hang on.
2025. They'll be here
Yes.
for you.
Look, Sean,
Thank you,
Will be
Lane.
in your-
Sean
you.
changed his name. He's now the Hot Toys Nightmare, and I thought that maybe he would be a different person, but now I'm seeing that I was
Oh my
wrong.
What are you talking about? He's being your
It's-
personal nightmare.
Now I'm
that's
seeing
all.
that it
It's
was wrong.
Connor's nightmare.
It's my that's what it should be. That's what it should be.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's just like,
No,
just
see,
like,
we gotta
just
start.
yours.
We gotta start moderating this chat because I don't like what I'm seeing. I don't like it at all.
What do you not like? That I'm actually bringing reality that's a possibility and it could happen.
Don't listen to Sean. Just keep your hopes up for the Mace
He's
window,
using some
especially
Utah
the Mace
sensibilities,
window.
Welcome
sir.
to the
Some
Hot
Utah
Window is
sensibilities.
And might I add, Mace Windu is still alive. You heard it here first, everyone. Mace Windu is still alive, and when it happens,
Did you say
I know
Mace Window?
it might as well be Mace Windu. He got thrown out of a window. He might as well be.
Yeah, you're drinking that same coffee brew that Ares the Dark Jedi drinks.
Nah.
Mace Windu's
I'm
alive.
on the Mace Windu kick. That's what I'm on. I'm not on no coffee. I'm on the Mace Windu kick, and Mace Windu's still alive. I have faith in Mace
Not on
Windu.
call, but
Yeah,
your
he went.
hotline.
He went.
Hot take from the hotline. Mace Windu's still alive.
No.
And the dream is still alive for Mace Windu for Summer Showcase. We're getting them. We're getting them.
If you said Quailan Voss was still alive, then yes, you would be correct. Unfortunately, Mace Windu
You
is
know the
pancake
three of
mad.
us are gonna hear it if they do Mace Windu over this. Like Connor's
Sean, I'm gonna be the nightmare. Sean's never gonna hear the end and be like, "Look what I got." I'm gonna buy 2 just because of Sean. I'm gonna buy 2. Even if it doesn't come with like the general armor, I'm buying 2. I don't even care.
He's gonna frame it with a plaque underneath the day Sean.
And Sean can just say, "Hey Howard, I'm glad to help you get an extra."
I'll say it right here, right now. If we get a Mace Windu, I will get a plaque from Display Hero saying "Told you so, Sean," and that will be my little meme Mace Windu display. I'll do it. Hey, and vice versa. If we don't get the Mace Windu and we get the Revenge of the Sith one, I'll do the same. You told me so, Sean. That's what I'll do. I'll say it right now.
Look, we might have a little, like, when you're a puppy, and you're doing something bad, and you grab the back of their head and, you shake them in it, tell them that they're a bad dog or whatever, right?
I ain't no puppy. I'm a big dog. I'm a big dog.
He took out the big dog.
What I'm going to say
is a big dog, Pedro 23.
I wouldn't do that to you.
I'm
not going to say that I told you so, but I'm going to say that I warned you.
You can. If I'm wrong, you can.
I'll agree,
little
Connor.
dogs
You are definitely the Chihuahua of the 1/6 scale YouTube community.
The disrespect. Single Songwriter says, "Dear Howard Champ, Howard, if you're listening, listen to what Single has to say. Please make Baze Malbus especially, man. Sean, do you have a Rogue One display at all?
Not that. It's not very big.
That,
I have 2 of the Shore Trooper captains, one of the squad leader, and I have 9 grunts, but I'm using most of them for
only 9.
Yeah, only. But I'm using 8 of them for the Mandalorian.
This is where we need Dante's segment of Dear Howard.
I think,
look at this pose, man. Hold up. That's how I'm gonna display mine. Hold up.
Yeah, see, I now the weird thing is I'm surprised they don't have any flame effects for the.
Well, here's the thing. Did he use his flamethrower in the comic? I don't know.
No, not the flamethrower in the jetpack.
Oh yeah, I mean it probably still has the holes though.
I mean you can probably still use them, but I mean we're gonna have 20 manos that have them. So
yeah, exactly. And I don't use them for most of them, to be honest with you. So I think I only have that on the Death Watch Mando and my Return of the Jedi and Sarlacc Boba Fett. Those are the only 2 I use it on. So
yeah, so like I look at this one, seeing it right now, I think it's really, I think it's really cool looking.
Hey, I'm just happy he spelled my name right with that.
Yeah.
That's true. You probably, what do you get, like SEAN all the time or SHA?
I don't know who the scene guy is.
Cian.
But
my middle name is Sean, and that's how I spell SHAWN.
Can you imagine a black flame? That'd be crazy. Like Hot Toys is like, we're not changing the paint up. You're getting black. You're getting a black flame. That'd be amazing.
Could you imagine if it was a flame and it was like blue?
That'd be cool. Like the contrast would just be really cool.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Baze Malbus was shown. Yeah, bro. We know. Out of all of the figures that have been shown like in their entirety, Baze is like top 2 of like ones I'm like, why have we not gotten them? Just because like the Rogue One line was one of the few lines that Hot Toys actually like they went ham on it. Obviously, Mando is a unique case where they went super ham on Mando, but the Rogue One line is pretty complete. And we definitely have a good chance of getting Cassian now that the show is finally about to happen. So not worried about Cassian. I think we'll probably end up getting him for sure. But where's Baze, man? I have Churret sitting there, the Churret Deluxe, a beautiful figure sitting there waiting for him. Donnie Yen. I want my Baze, man. I want the Baze.
Hey, you were sent some photos.
You know, so like I look at this, I look at this figure and I think it's really cool. But I don't feel the need as I'm looking at like seeing it actually up close and everything. But I don't feel like this overriding pull. Like I absolutely have to buy it.
Yeah,
I think.
I can
really
see that for
cool.
a lot of people for sure.
You know what though? I have the opposite. I have like this. I have to get it.
Oh, me too. I'm drooling over this figure. I was drooling over it the moment I saw the photos. I was clapping. I was literally, it's like 12 at night, and I'm like, let's go, because I saw the first two, and I'm like, oh, those are cool, but that's not really what I wanted. And then I saw this, and I'm like, another Boba Fett. I'll take it. But I know all the other people on the opposite side are like, I'm so sick of Boba Fett. I feel their pain because.
Yeah, and I'm not even tired of Boba Fett. It's just I look at it and I just don't feel this overwhelming. Like I know I'm getting the definitive Boba Fett that I want, but I actually wanted to see this. Like if I looked at it, I was like, damn, man, that just is like. Even if I have reservations about picking it up, I just got to pick it up, kind of thing.
Yeah, Sean, that's the Samurai Boba that I was talking about. I was looking for pictures of the of this one, and I didn't see it because the Samurai Boba is a bit different.
Right, but
are they saying
that's the only
inspired?
Mandalorian armor I could see from the Solo
right? That's
movie.
that's what I was saying. So are they saying it's inspired by that? Because it's obviously not the same thing.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh, that didn't work at all. I'm just gonna pretend that didn't happen. I tried to drag the photo and it did nothing. What do we have next? Let's see. Hold on. Oh, before we move on to the next topic, it's Boba Fett showtime. Here we go. I'm going to show off the Boba Fetts again. The main reason I'm showing these is not only to show off in front of Lane, but I want to kind of show you some figures that are similar to this release. In my opinion, it's like the kind of the vibe I get from this figure. So everybody say haha Lane in the comments because he doesn't have these figures. And one of them I know he's wanted for a long time, but he just couldn't pull the trigger. So we feel bad for Lane for that. But I'm going to pull it up and show it off to you guys. I'm going to start with the runner-up, as I should say. Give me 1 second. So a lot of you may have this one.
Vintage. I had vintage.
Yeah, he's not that old of a figure, but I was surprised at how many people ended up passing on this one. This figure is absolutely beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful. If you're an original Kenner collector, this one was like a no-brainer for you. And I do have the Kenner Boba Fett that this is inspired by. I have an out-of-box one that's in like okay shape. But this is such a beautiful figure, man. And the box, this was the first like special box that we got that kind of started that whole trend. But
it's
yeah,
not
you
even
can see these
Figure
colors.
Flex Friday, man.
No, it's Figure Flex Thursday. That's when we stream, so that's what we're doing. But yeah, man, this is a beautiful, beautiful figure, and I get a lot of vibes of this figure from this new one. It just has that like one-off look to me. And of course, we can't forget about.
Yeah, this was the reason I sold mine was when I saw this guy, and I was like, I have to get this one.
Right, and this is a figure that I will be honest with you, people are spending entirely too much for it. It is an amazing figure, and I absolutely love having it in my collection. It would be a big hole without it, but don't spend $600 on this figure, guys. I don't think he's worth $600. As amazing as he is, and this is based on the first appearance of Boba Fett on screen, as I'm about to lose the rifle. This is an amazing figure, guys. Again, I just get those vibes of like one-off from this guy.
Let me ask you, since you're a Boba Fett fan, if you did not have him and like you're about to pick up this new one, would you pick that up for $600 though? Like if you didn't have it and you were collecting?
I wouldn't, because if you guys know me, like especially if you're a friend of mine or you've been in the Discord for a long time, you know that I'm very patient with deals. I like to, that's kind of like, it's like a game to me with the secondary market. I like going on the secondary market and trying to find the best deal possible that I can. So yeah, I don't think I would spend $600 on him. After owning him, I can't say that he's worth $600. Is he worth $400 to me? $450? Sure. Yeah, I could say that. I didn't pay anywhere near that, but yeah, I don't think it's worth spending a $600 price tag on this guy, and sometimes even more, depending on where you buy from. Definitely don't buy from eBay if you want to get a deal. But let's touch on some of the comments here. Pedro says we need a Kit Fisto. Yeah, that's another prototype that a lot of people always go back to, and obviously a big hole in a lot of people's collections, especially if you're a Clone Wars fan. So hopefully we'll see them soon. A lot of those figures. Padme is another one that I still think could happen for Summer Showcase.
We just did a custom Kit Fisto.
Yeah. I remember Kevin dyed the robes and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew, what's up, man? I hope you're doing well. Andrew says, sup, fellas? New here. Glad to see other streamers going live. I subscribe. Definitely appreciate you subscribing. Because of, I just kind of want to thank you guys here for a second. We did finally hit 100 subscribers, and I'm insanely grateful for that. I couldn't have done it not only without the guys on this panel, but without you guys being amazing and supporting us every week and taking time out of your day and supporting us. So I really, really do appreciate it. I guess we're on the road to 200 now. I will say we did hit the 100 subscribers on YouTube, but we're about 25 or 26 shy in the Facebook group. So if you're not in the Facebook group, hop in, because I will be giving away a $25 gift card once we hit 100 members in the Facebook group. So if you like free money, just saying. There is a link in the description if you're on YouTube. I know we're on Facebook as well, but there's a link in the description on YouTube if you want to join the Facebook group. And it's also linked on the banner on the main page of Hot Toys Hotline. But again, thank you so much, guys, for the support. It means a tremendous amount. I can't even explain it. I'm like lost for words. So we really, really do appreciate it. Let's see. Penn says my waitlist converted for him, but he was not really in my wheelhouse. I feel you. Yeah, I think a lot of people did get a waitlist conversion for that one. But again, it's one of those figures that's like, at the time, there was so many other things coming out, and I could see why a lot of people just kind of brushed it to the side and didn't decide to go for him. But I'm glad that I did. I'm super happy that I did, so. Oh, we got the Bully Patrol. Let's go. First target is Sean. Bully Patrol, if Sean does anything out of the ordinary, watch him. You need to watch this man. If he says anything about Mace Windu, that's the same thing. Anybody in the chat, cut him off. You got to patrol the chat of all Mace Windu negative comments. We don't allow that here.
You guys remember that one time when Mace fell out of a window and he didn't come back?
And he survived. That man has a robot arm. He's got a beard. He's good to go. He's good to go. He's got force. Look, bro, if Palpatine can come back after... legitimately, the dude was thrown in a pit of death and got vaporized and somehow survived. Mace Windu's alive.
I said hashtag stop bullying.
You know, yeah, exactly.
But you realize they really legitimately just stole that from Dark Empire, right?
Well, you realize that Mace could have also fallen in one of those amazing flying vehicles that they have in Star Wars and didn't actually hit the ground.
However, Mace is not the Emperor, whose hate and power was so great.
Thank you, Pedro.
Literally, used his life force to travel across the galaxy to take over his new clone body on planet Biss in the original. So he was even more badass and powerful than he was in Rise of Failure.
Yeah. So when Mace comes back, he's going to be real badass and powerful. That's what you're saying.
Okay. So here you go. Here's the way I can support you on this. Okay.
Ooh, I'm listening.
All right. Okay. I'm being open-minded here. Okay. The way Mace could have survived. On his fall, Samuel L. Jackson, the actor who plays
here we
Mace Windu.
This was a bait and switch.
All right. Because of the rating in Revenge of the Sith, they can't swear. So as he's falling, when he's only a few feet off the ground about to die, Samuel L. Jackson uses his favorite referenced words, and then all of a sudden it just pauses because it became a rated R. And now, because those words were said, he could step down and he could be okay.
Is anyone listening to him at this point? Because I'm done.
I am.
I'm done.
And
I'm done.
You're asking me to play devil's advocate, so I'm looking for your perspective.
This is all I saw. Regardless of what you just said, this is all I saw. Hashtag Mace is alive.
Hey, I saw. This is a fact. If you watch behind the scene, he fell into a blue mat and said to Nick Gillard, "Oh my God, I'm alive."
Yeah, exactly.
So
He's a
Stop, Pate. Stop
You know-
it. I'm over here hyping up the return of your channel, and you're gonna say something like that. Come on, man.
the thing is though, is it's possible. What happened was Xander from Buffy the Vampire Slayer was driving, caught him while Willow was there using her magic.
Let's move on. We're moving on. We're done. We're not talking about Harry Potter. We're not talking about Twilight. We're not talking about Mace Windu's alive, and that's that. He's alive. And if they release the hot toy, that proves it. He's alive.
Even Lane is stunned by what you're saying. He's like, "Oh my god, this is."
No, Lane just knows that I've said everything that he would say, so he has nothing else to say. That's all it is. But guys, in other news, apart from Mace Windu, we did finally get the official release for the Return of the Jedi Scout Speeder Bike set and the individual figure. I don't know about you all, whether you're getting the set or the single figure. This is very exciting. I'm sure you guys remember there was a quite a considerable original trilogy drought before we got this figure release. So it's exciting to see it finally coming out. And it actually, I think it was like less than a year that they put this guy out. So it was in very good time as well.
Yeah, he was last summer, I think.
Yeah, so definitely an impressive turnaround time from Hot Toys. Kind of sums up Hot Toys as a whole lately. They've been putting out a lot of stuff. I'm going to say it right now, like the sniper alone makes it worth it. Like that sniper is amazing, and I'm going to stock up on these, I'm telling you. I'm going to try to buy these on the secondary market and get as many as I can because I love this blaster.
It's only
Blaster
a $10
rifle,
price
rather.
difference for that rifle too.
Right. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. Got to get the rifle.
At this point, between getting the Mando or this one, if you're getting the individual,
no brainer.
I would get the Scout. Yeah, the Return
No
of the Jedi
brainer.
Scout Trooper.
Guys, don't get too excited. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, we're getting Luke, we're getting Chewbacca, we're getting Wicket, we're getting Light." No, this was a blogger, photographer / collector, and he used those figures to his advantage. So I don't think that means we're getting reissues in any of these, unfortunately. But again, yeah. So Chewbacca, everyone's like, "Oh, we're getting another Chewbacca." Hey, if we do, I'm buying another one because I only have 2. You got to have at least 3, you know. So I would buy another one, but
/ flex.
I wouldn't really flex. It's not really that much of a flex because the other one is Force Awakens, and he looks like he got stung by a bee. So I'm not really flexing that one. I'll flex the A New Hope one.
We got 3 in here now.
Yeah, if anything, Chris is flexing. Him and his brother, they got the whole Chewbacca army. Penn says, I got my Mando Scout and bike, second main sideshow batch on July 3rd, almost exactly a year. Which, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how quick they're putting this stuff out. This is actually the Endor Leia that Sean showed off earlier. She just doesn't have her poncho in this scene. It's an amazing figure for sure. Look at that, man. Isn't that such a tease? If you don't own a Luke right now, how much of a tease is that, man? And that's my all-time favorite look for Luke. I mean, I prefer the collar folded over so you can see the white underlayer, but
My brother.
that's the best. That's as much as I love Empire Strikes Back, my favorite look for Luke is easily the all-black Jedi robes with the white triangle showing. That's like prime Luke for me.
And just that green lightsaber. Come on,
Yeah.
man.
Like and that's like Mando vibes too when he came out with the cloak on. I'm excited for that figure too, man.
I love that picture right there with the
Yeah.
snow and everything.
It's beautiful. Let me try to go back to it. Yeah, this is beautiful. And this is
you
like
know
almost
what?
like artificial snow they probably sprinkled on it. It doesn't look like it's photoshopped.
Yeah, it looks really good though. I like the whole entire scenery and everything, especially with snow.
Yeah.
The depth of the photo too is
Yeah, the Hasbro made like a Hoth version of the Scout Trooper, which was where all the black suit is underneath the armor was a light gray color. And
Sorry, I
then
just read the
speeder was
comment.
white.
He said, "Yeah, good luck." Talking about the Stormtrooper versus Luke. Yeah, the guy. Go ahead. Sorry.
And the speeder was white, like what we saw in Mando.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the black pieces were actually gray. And I think that would be awesome to have a Scout Trooper and speeder bike from that version.
Yeah.
That Hasbro
sure.
made. That would be awesome.
Yeah, a lot of people still have that one in their like 6-scale display because it scales pretty well. This is obviously going to be like the killer for the Sideshow one. Remember how much that Sideshow speeder set was going for? And then when this one came out, it made it dip, and now it's like really going to dip once it starts getting in people's hands. But Pedro, I could definitely see that. That's obviously, or to me, that's an obvious one for anniversary figure would be the Return of the Jedi Luke. Hopefully with new accessories like they've been doing. I like that they're switching up the accessories a little bit to make it like not a direct reissue.
I'm anticipating that anniversary, man.
Ooh, yeah. Penn's got a good point. That would look pretty cool. Take like one of your Django or Anakin ponchos and throw it on the Scout. That would look really cool. Because I have seen there's like a painting, like an art print of a Scout with a poncho and everything. So that'd be really cool. That's a great idea.
You know, when I didn't realize at first the new boba, like I saw like a glimpse of it when someone first showed it online of boba with the whole black and everything. And what I was thinking was that because of the release just happened for Return of the Jedi Scout Trooper, that we're getting a Shadow Scout with like the black chrome.
Ooh, I'd be all.
So what I first thought was like, yeah, leave it to Hot Toys to just release that, sell out over in HK, and then put out another Scout Trooper before Sideshow can ship them all out.
Hey, they're giving us all the black stuff. We get the black chrome Death Trooper. We get this Boba Fett. We get the Purge Trooper. Like, I'm all for it because it's a good contrast with all of the white clones and Stormtroopers that we have. That's why I love the A New Hope Shadow Trooper so much. I just think it's a nice change of pace.
And it's canon because we saw in Rogue One that individual wearing the Shadow Scout helmet.
Yep. These photos are beautiful. I will say Hot Toys, they're absolutely stepping it up, especially with the final release photos. Like they're definitely hiring some outside people to take these photos and do the Photoshop work, and it shows. And like I'm glad that they understand that this is like a big part of selling a figure is not only the figure itself but the marketing behind it. So if someone was kind of on the fence, these photos may have convinced them. And look at that tease in the background. I wish that was a thing. But unfortunately, that's never going to happen. Yeah, these are great shots, man. And again, the sniper. The sniper is just grade A. Grade A. You got to have that sniper. Another shot of a stormtrooper. They like to throw in all these sold-out figures just to tease you. I like how there's one with just Luke on it. They're like, yeah, we had this really cool figure in the past, but he's sitting on the speeder bike that we're selling right now. I love that. And then Wicket, which Wicket, I mean, guys, you could still get Wicket for retail very easily, so I wouldn't stress about him. But that's a great figure. I slept on that figure for so long, and I'm glad that I decided to finally pull the trigger on it. I think, Chris, you got the Leia and Wicket pack as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wicket's awesome. I definitely regret sleeping on him because I wish I would have had him from day one because it's such a cute little figure, and I think the hair is a lot nicer in person. It's not quite as nice as the Chewbacca hair, I'll be honest with you, but it's a nice little figure for sure. And Hot Toys doesn't seem to make a lot of those small figures too much anymore, so definitely a cool one to have.
Which I'm surprised.
Yeah, I know. Because they seem like they're easy to put out. That's why I have no faith in like the kid Leia, because they don't put out these little small figures very often. Songwriter says, fantastic photos, even if there was no snow on the forest moon of Endor. Maybe there wasn't like Battlefront 2. Maybe there was like a snow version of Endor. I'm sure there was. I've played that game so much I should know, but yeah, it's nice that they have some variety in their photos. Cam's collection. What's up, my dude? How you doing, man?
What's good?
Cam is another person. He's always showing me love on Instagram and stuff. We got to get Cam on someday. I'm holding you to it, Cam. You're going to come on one day with us, and we'll hang out and talk about some Hot Toys. But yeah, this is a really exciting release, guys, and I'm glad to see that they delivered, and delivered in a faster time than we expected. For me, I definitely want to get the bike. I know a lot of people are short for room, so I wouldn't put it against you if you didn't get the bike. But for me, like the bike is the iconic part of this set. So for me, you got to get both. But I understand if you don't have the space or if you don't want to spend the $505 plus taxes and shipping price tag, I could see why you wouldn't be picking up the speeder. Is anyone on the panel? I know this is I can almost guarantee you Sean is getting at least one of this set. That's at least one. He's got the room for many more, so I can guarantee he's getting at least one. But let's start with Sean then. Sean, how many are you getting? That's what I'm going to ask. I'm not going to ask you if you're getting it. How many are you getting?
So I've ordered 2 of the Scout Troopers and 2 of the Scout Troopers with speeder bike.
That's going to be nice, man. That's going to be really nice. That's going to be really nice. I wish I had the... So I do plan on swapping out my displays, as I've said a million times, but as of right now, I'm only getting one of each
man.
because, Chris really wants my detolfs now because he knows I'm a good friend, and now they're $100. So he's like, dude, where are my $60 detolfs that you promised me? Yeah, but eventually I'm going to upgrade. Eventually, I'm going to upgrade them, and then Chris will be taking the details from me. But when that does happen, then I will consider getting a second, because I will be honest with you, if this trends similar to the Mando Scout, it's not going to be insanely expensive on the secondary market. So I'm not worried about picking up a second one down the line. But Sean, I think yours is going to look amazing. I'm excited to see that, because you have an eye for laying stuff out in a certain way where it looks very pleasing to the eye. So definitely really cool.
Thank you.
Hey, I got amongst all of the Mace Windu hate, I'm still going to compliment you.
I appreciate it.
In his dark Mace Windu hating heart, he's still.
I don't even hate the character, and I actually love the actor.
Oh yeah, Samuel's top tier. I was talking to some friends about that earlier. He's a top tier actor for sure. Yeah, Cam, we'll work it out one day. It's like I talk with all these people, and we discuss like being on each other's streams, and then the scheduling conflicts, but. I'll reach out to you on Instagram or something, because it seems like it's pretty easy to reach you on there. We'll work it out for sure.
So on Samuel L. Jackson, there was like a little ad that was happening once where like all these people are going up to Sam Jackson and just saying, hey, and like saying hi to him. He's being friendly, and then, like my kids saw, they're like, F you, and it's like, hey, my kid saw Django. Like, your kid saw what? Anyway, it was like his
character in Django was pretty crazy, man. He had a mouth on him for sure.
And it was just like how the parents are blaming what their kids are doing because of him. It was really hilarious to watch that. And like being a parent and see that happen, it was like I would not blame an actor for what my kids do. But it was funny. That all these parents are using him as a scapegoat.
Mm-hmm. I love Samuel L. Jackson. Obviously, he's our Nick Fury. He's our Mace Windu. Pulp Fiction. Like, he's been in so many great films. So I don't have a Nick Fury yet. So that's as much as I love Mace as a character, I also just want a Samuel L. Jackson figure because I love him as an actor. So I will pull up the Sideshow listing, guys, real quick. Again, the price point is $505. Unfortunately, if you like to put your things on payment plans like I do and like a lot of us do, you are restricted to 3 through Sideshow unless you use the Affirm option. I don't ever recommend Affirm personally because they do charge interest and such like that and fees. So, but if you do the normal payment plan, of course, there's no interest or fees. It's going to be in only 3. So you might want to save up your points and kind of get those heavy $150 a month payments down a little bit. But with that being said, he's probably going to be on pre-order for a while and sit in stock for a while if it's anything like the Mando Scout bike. But yeah, this is a great release, guys. I'm glad it's always good when you get a release and it doesn't have to be beyond what you're expecting, but if it's what you're expecting, I'm cool with that. And this was exactly what I was expecting, and I think it looks great. Before we pull up Mr. Chris's Elvis figures, this one's for me. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh, I'm clicking off," but hold up, because again, you might want to stay till the end because Lane's got a unboxing and a special surprise to announce afterwards. But this is going to be a very brief thing. There's a lot of Stranger Things hype right now, and a lot of you are seeing this, and you're like, wow, that's a 4 out of 10 head sculpt, and you would be right. But we finally got another Stranger Things figure in a line which I thought was possibly dead. Unfortunately, 3.0 has only released 3 of the kids from Season 1 and the Demogorgon. That's all we've seen from this line. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. I know a lot of you are probably watching Season 4. I hope you all are enjoying it. I really, really love Season 4. I think it's probably my favorite so far. But yeah, I just wanted to share this. We're finally getting Lucas Sinclair. I think he goes up for pre-order on the 12th in Hong Kong. I think it's some sort of event where you can come and pick him up in person or pre-order him in person, one of the two. But yeah, he's going up on the 10th. So I'm going to bring it back to all of our cameras, and I'm going to start pulling up the Elvis stuff because I did not do that at the beginning of the stream. Lane finally got his tumbler. No, he did not. Lane did not get his tumbler yet. Lane's going to regret getting that tumbler. I'll tell you this right now. He's going to regret it because that dude is huge. It's amazing. The detail is amazing, but that thing is huge, man. Lane, you're muted. Lane. He's pulling a Chris.
I haven't 100% committed. I'm not 100% committed yet. That
That's
might be
fair.
it might be just too big.
All right, let's do this. Let's do Lane's unboxing.
That's what she said.
All right, yeah, that's what she said. Get it out of the way.
Yeah.
Let's do Lane's unboxing, and then I'll show off Elvis at the end. So
All right.
Lane, you have the floor, and Lane,
Save the best for last.
after we show Elvis, best for last. Get out of
No,
here.
I'm just kidding.
After we-
Hey, the
after we
Return
show
of the Jedi
Elvis.
Scout was mine.
Yeah, fair. After Lane does his unboxing, we'll have him do his announcement. Again, guys, if you're here right now and you're just hanging out with us, you haven't liked or you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. It definitely helps us out a lot. We have a lot of likes already on the stream. I really appreciate you guys. 20 likes is amazing, so thank you so much. But yeah, drum roll. Single song where it says drum roll. We're pulling up Lane here.
So
Yeah, he turned
what
on
we
the,
have here,
Lane, the amazing. Lane, the great unboxing. Lane Kramer.
yeah, who does it worse than Aries, despite what he says.
big
As you can
box.
see here, well, yeah, this is Clone Wars Anakin with staff, TMS 00020. So this is a big boy. This is a huge box because it's got the staff and the figure.
Might as well have called me a dumbass. He was like, "Yeah, it's got the stuff."
Right.
But you don't
Yeah,
know.
idiot. Lane being a statue collector really wouldn't be easily intimidated by the Batmobile, I guess.
No, because where that's
Yeah.
I'm not getting. I go statues that don't go out much this way. They go more up that way. That's why I like J&D statues. They're super expensive, but they don't have huge bases. They eat up a lot of real estate. The tumbler, if it was thin, like the 89, which is longer, but it's a little bit easier. Like you could put it on the roofs of a DTAL, like be your top piece or
Lane.
something.
Lane, hurry up and redeem your QR code, because if you wanted that, someone might have got it. Lane pulls his phone out. He's like, "Oh no, you'll be okay."
It's already cut in half.
Oh, it wasn't cut in half at first. When Penn made the comment when he first pulled the box out, he put it right up.
Yeah, it was right on the screen.
Someone probably scanned it with their phone, like, "Gotcha."
Gotcha, bit.
Don't do that to Lane. Lane's a nice guy. Don't take his QR code.
Okay, so
You're a bully, and we're calling the bully patrol.
Hashtag bullying.
It's a beautiful box, isn't it?
yeah, it's monstrous. So just give you guys a little bit of scale here. So you got to go from up here all the way down here to see the scar stuff. Now this is the normal one. This does not have the poncho, so it's not the special edition, which is why I've been waiting for it for so long. Because this came in stock later. But overall, I am really looking. Obviously, since I do not have my Dark Side Anakin anymore, this is my replacement for it that I've been really looking forward to. I heard that.
Lane is fielding the comments since he's the unboxer, so if he doesn't respond to you, it's Lane's fault.
Okay. Well, what am I selling you today? Nothing.
The Qui-Gon robes are definitely
Yeah, he got
better
good
on
ones.
Anakin. That's what I used on my Anakin, or have on
I
my.
just think it would be funny to see that what if we didn't get the Neo? We got like Force Ghost Qui-Gon Jinn. That
Right,
would have
can
had
you
people
imagine?
have more of a hissy fit.
It would have been the
Yep,
same
that'd be-
figure, just with that little effect around him.
Yeah, or just all blue. So
Right.
to give this one, unfortunately, is not going to fit as well as sometimes some of the regular size cigar boxes. So now you guys can get a little bit more of a full view. So obviously we have the regular cover image here, the cigar box, strip on the side, everything. We got Anakin along with the staff on it, smaller version of the front. This staff is one thing I have been really looking forward to seeing. Let me take off. Now, because we're on a little bit of a time, because we have been going for a bit, I'm not sure. I think I'm going to take the staff out and stuff, but just do it for a quick perusal so people can look at it
That's fair.
along with the figure. Because I will be this weekend. I'm going to be fooling with this guy and actually get him set up and everything. I'm not going to keep him in box tonight or maybe tomorrow night. I'm going to fool with him. But here we have, as usual, Django's poncho is unique. So we have the cover image, of course. It looked like they reused this image. Obviously, this is him with one hand kind of hanging off the side, which some people are using this pose. I actually think that's a really good pose for him on this. This guy, as you might imagine, is not going to necessarily fit into a detail shelf unless you remove one of the shelves. He's going to be going on top, actually, of my detail for now, after I get him unboxed, going next to my Moff Gideon quarter scale statue.
Yeah, he's tall. The stap's not super wide, but he's tall for sure.
Yeah. So
I love unboxings.
Me too. That's why we do the unboxing. This was all Lane's idea to bring it onto the channel, and that's why we continue to do it.
Yeah, this is why I held off unboxing.
I love it. Sounds crazy, but I love Lane style unboxings more than like really official stuff, because it's like this is your unboxing experience. When you're not filming yourself, this is what you do when you unbox stuff, and I think there's a lot of value to that.
Well, I would get more. I am going to planning to be improving some stuff.
No, Lane, stop it. Keep your current quality. That's what we want.
No, but I need to get, like, for lighting and stuff, I want to get a ring lighter and stuff.
Oh, yeah. That would help a lot,
which would work better. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because this isn't the only place I do unboxings, and I'd like it to be a little bit easier also, so I'm not fiddling around so much, opening and putting stuff together. Okay. So here we have the steps. So, guys, this, unfortunately, I'm going to put together so you guys can look at it and stuff, but I will not be trying to pose Anakin with this because it'll take too long.
That'll be a pain in the butt for sure.
Yeah, and it's not super long, but I would want to try and get him into the right pose and all stuff. What was that, Pennywise? Like, no, unfortunately, I do not. The entire guy. This is a fairly heavy box. So, just to show real quick, this is the Anakin regular base that comes with it. Obviously, they have that with it there. It's standard Star Wars and says Anakin Skywalker on it. I know it's not showing up here.
Single songwriter, because you mentioned that you were going to pose it, said to be careful with the movable armor near the shoulders, that the glue is not the best.
Oh, yeah, on the figure? Yeah. All right, so to have just everything we've got with the stat portion, this is what's adding up a lot of the weight.
Big boy.
This is a heavy base. Like, this is a very solid base, which obviously it needs to be for figure. We've got the batteries, which obviously here a little bit larger. This guy's actually not supposed to, the actual stap itself, because it does have the light up function with the engines and stuff, is actually supposed to be pretty easy. So like see the stap here, it definitely has a little bit of hardy weight to it, but it's not heavy at all in comparison to like that base.
I don't know about you, but it didn't feel cheap to me. Like when I got it in hand, I was happy with the weight of it.
Yeah, so it doesn't obviously have a ton of mobility. It's not going to have a ton of movement to it. Mostly primarily the, I guess the gun / engine part. It moves forward and back pretty much, but you don't want to move it. It doesn't move too much. For Anakin hanging, I've normally seen people have, this part, even though technically it should be up kind of like this if you're trying to fly forward on it.
Right.
But I'm going to move this up.
It makes sense, though, because when he's tilting, when he's like grabbing onto it like that, it's going to angle down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. So they've got, other than the main piece here, this is really cool. I love the colors and stuff.
It's beautiful. Yeah, that color is great in person.
If you guys, just so you can get some of the coloration and stuff to it. And it is kind of cool that they showed the one that's, they showed the one over at, I would definitely not just use the batteries here because they're going to die in 50 seconds. So here we also have,
I don't think any of us have the sideshow stap. At least I don't. But I would feel like it looks smaller, or would be smaller than this Hot Toy one.
Could be.
Well,
the Duracell battery for the stap.
At Experience, they did have the. There we go. All right, foot pads. Like, as you can see, there's a little bit of assembly with this, but not a ton. So it's an easy thing, pretty much. Yeah, I would say definitely you want to, when you're saying, be gentle when you're moving this part upwards and back. Don't try to move it as little as possible. And And the good thing is I've seen a bunch of characters put on this one, from Ahsoka Tano Clone Wars to a lot of different ones. So I think it's very cool. And then let's see if I can
I don't want to rain on that Duracell battery parade because I don't know, but I do know if there's some stuff, rated
the
for a
handles.
certain voltage that if you put a bigger battery, even though it fits, and if it's brighter, that means more current is going through it. Hey, look, I'm trying to tell you, if it ends up doing something to the lights, you're gonna forget it. I mean, I'd probably do it, so I wouldn't care, but just forewarn, somebody out there. Don't know if that's true or not.
No, Kumar. Unfortunately, it is embedded in the vehicle. You cannot remove that pole at the bottom. Trust me. That was all of our first thoughts. It is embedded, as Lane just showed you.
Yeah, because I'm not going to attach these right now. It's going to take. I need to be focusing on these, so
I'm going to do that, Pedro. That's my plan.
But normally, right here, guys. See if I can get.
Just wait for Hot Toys to do a stab, man.
That right there, that's where you attach the actual pieces for the handlebars, which was the one thing I always was terrified of when I was putting together the old Mando. When I was putting together the Mando bike.
I think honestly, I was more scared of putting the Mando bike together than this guy because those handlebars were.
One thing I mentioned why we're looking at vehicles. So, chat, everything. I know. I'm sorry, it's not fully put together or anything like that, but that's because we're. I know. I will just mention that we have discussed. We might try and do. This is not anything set, guys. So do not plan on this yet. But I know I have talked to Connor and stuff that maybe we might try and do a short show series or something, where we might try and do some unboxing of figures if things line up where we've got a few Hot Toys at the same time or something to unbox, to see if maybe we just did a show where we were alternating trying to do it or something, because that way we could actually spend some time and not do any crazy poses or something, but could spend a little bit of time actually getting maybe a little setup done where we can talk and also do this at the same time. This is not the best this is not the best figure unless it's the only thing you're doing to be trying to do, since you got a big ass vehicle to worry about. The engines right here will light up. This staff, the paintwork, guys, I want to just emphasize the paintwork. I'm going to try and show right here a little bit, but you can kind of see the detail right there, just within the white, the weathering and stuff. You can kind of make it out there in the white paint.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And it's a little bit different on each side. This vehicle, guys, it's not going to be the most interesting vehicle by far. If you're the DeLorean, some of the bigger ones and stuff, maybe even the Scout Bikes, which have kind of original trilogy sentimentality to them too, which are really nice. But this staff, it is big. It is big enough to where if you bought this Anakin, that this vehicle, if you don't have tons and tons of space to fit a big long vehicle, or even if you would have trouble with the Scout Bike with that, maybe lengthwise, but you have vertical space, this Anakin with the staff, even if you buy that and you're not necessarily as interested in the Anakin, but you're planning to get one of the Attack of the Clones droids or something, you could buy this pack, sell the Anakin. You probably still get $220, $230 for it, to make back some of the money you spent. This can work with the droids that are going to come out. Or if you want just kind of a cool vehicle that's up, you can fit it, but not wide. This is a great vehicle. It has plenty of weight and size to it. It's not small. It's not small, even though there's not a ton of vehicle to it, but it would be something I would probably say might be something to consider. Now, to get to what I think is the main course of this is going to be the Anakin. So as you can see, they both come in two big ass boxes.
Just like that Mando speeder bike sets. It's very reminiscent of that, the package.
Yeah. Well, they even got the Star Wars. You guys might find this kind of cool. See this? for how on the Anakin they've got the Star
Yep.
Wars right there.
Yep.
That is
Yeah, I
really
like
cool.
when
They
they,
did
I
that-
like when they do that.
Yeah, they did that for
It's
the
good
Mando
attention to
body.
detail.
hmm This figure now, guys, if you're interested in just an Anakin, I would definitely say that this Clone Wars Anakin, everything I've seen, Connor obviously can talk about it too, since he's had the figure for a little bit.
Mhm.
This is not, and everybody know, aware that I sold my Dark Side Anakin.
Oh,
This
we
is
know.
I
We
know,
know.
but I'm speaking to the chat more here. This is
Mhm.
not going to replace Dark Side Anakin. That if you
No,
like sold it
instead,
years ago or something
sold
like that,
him.
you yeah, or you don't, or you had something happen or something like that. You had a Dark Side Anakin in the past. This is not going to replace that.
You see, this would be a good replacement. Tell him what you sold him for, Mr. Lane.
Well, I sold him for like $800.
No, I mean like to replace. Who's his replacement?
This guy is replacing in my collection Dark Side Anakin.
Oh no, you know what he's asking about. Let's talk about the statue that you got.
Oh yeah.
That he had to have.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I sold the Dark Side Anakin to help pay for the General Grievous premium format statue. It cost $900.
Big disappointment.
Yep. Oh, well, you guys can be disappointed. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, right. It's
I'll let
your
someone
world,
else
like
have
Connor
disappointment.
says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here, just real quick, guys. I'm going to move quick with this because the big accessory obviously was the stat. So we've got some hollows here. I'm not going to show you all of them, but like here's Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I think they included Yoda, and Ahsoka. Here's everybody's favorite Ahsoka. Speaking of Ahsoka, anybody in chat and you guys, I'm interested here since we had some talk and everything. Are any of you guys getting the Mando Ahsoka?
You already know I am.
I am.
Everybody. You already, me and Sean, we're right there with you, man. I'm getting it. That figure's beautiful, and it's, if you're a fan of Ahsoka, having the Rosario Dawson Ahsoka alongside the Ashley Eckstein Ahsoka is a match made in heaven, in my opinion. I honestly might eventually, if I could find one cheap enough, get another Clone Wars one just to have them paired together, because I think that would be amazing.
Have the thermal
Plus,
detonator.
Aiden Christensen's going to be in that show, so I would definitely pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Now,
the
this
one I
is
plan on
interesting.
getting.
There's a lot of talk about that show, man. Ezra, Thrawn, like.
Yeah.
I just hope they have
possibly.
enough. I just hope they have enough time to focus on Ahsoka. That's my only concern.
Sure.
There seems to be a lot. Now, this is interesting because if you haven't got this figure, guys, it comes with whether you got the stat version or the regular Anakin, multiple shoulder pads, armor pieces to put on him with different insignia. I think that's cool. It comes with the usual hands and everything. I'm not going to bother to pull them all out. Saber holding hands. Obviously, it's got some Jedi Force, and for some reason, it still comes with kind of a Force choke looking hand too. I guess not Anakin.
Hey!
Brody
Anakin,
crushing
if
time.
you saw the Clone Wars, Anakin did not play by the rules, so it's
I know.
fitting.
Poggle
It's fitting.
Poggle
right?
Lesser, got to find that out.
Oh, mind tricks don't work, Poggle? I got you. Let me shut the door real quick.
Let's call it.
Right.
The one complaint I have about this figure, sorry to cut you off, Lane, is that lightsaber. You're about to show it anyway, but how light it is.
Yeah, but the regular ones, I mean, are pretty light too.
I think
I don't know, that
my
one's
issue
pretty
with it
light.
is the button, like the fisheye on the top, and the activation switch are the wrong color. But that's like a very very minor complaint.
Like, this
for
is
me.
my only ever thing with the stupid lightsabers. Is these stupid.
Those
things.
friggin' pegs. Yeah,
I hate because you lose them. You lose them so easily.
I lost my Anakin ones, and I had to buy Qui-Gon ones and customize them. Well, I didn't lose
My
them. Sorry, the guy didn't give them to me with my figure.
Yeah, my deluxe Obi-Wan thankfully had. I don't have the one that you pose with. It's just got the belt one, but that's the only one you really.
Yeah,
need
I was missing one of them as well, and I just bought the Qui-Gon one, and it was just the exact same peg. It was just wasn't painted silver in the middle, so I just painted it silver, and I got a replacement. So works for me.
Nice.
They always got to make this a pain in the neck.
Right. Single
Kevin
says the
super
smaller
glued his
shoulder armor
in.
helps. Yeah, and I'm good on that. The smaller shoulder armor helps with articulation when you add the armor with the cape. Something to note with the cape, guys, which I found out after the fact when I was originally messing with this guy, you can swap the cape over to the other armor. I was so confused why there was Velcro on the back, and I'm like, durr. Someone told me, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe I didn't know that. So you can swap that cape over to the other armor chest plate.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Didn't know that, you big idiot.
Oh, yeah, Lane. You... right, I'm a big idiot. For sure. I'm surprised I didn't know that, but it was like one of those brain farts. I was too excited for the figure. Lane, I am curious. This is a good comment from Penn. How decent your gauntlet is on Anakin, because it has a
Nobody's closed.
It has a weird closing mechanism. It's going to be on that right arm. It has a very weird closing mechanism because obviously there's like a swap out piece for it.
Yeah. You know who did have a closed gauntlet?
Oh yeah, the gauntlet.
Dark Side Anakin.
Yeah, exactly. They should have kept that. I don't know why they decided to go. And Maul, the Clone Wars Maul has the same crappy design with that stupid rail that it clicks in, and it's so bad. So bad. Ahsoka will have a lot of new awesome characters, I believe, but we get another version of Boba from Hot Toys. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of characters.
Now the one question I had, the reason I was asking about the Ahsoka Rosario, because I have the Clone Wars one. That was always the one, just price point and other stuff made it so I was going to keep that one. But with her design changing for Ahsoka, where she's going to have the longer montrals and stuff.
Another one.
Yeah. Are you... God, man, why did it... Oh, I hate
another one.
On there.
Another one. That's all I got to say about that. I'm buying another one.
That should be a Hot Toys intro. Another one.
Exactly. But yeah, it's Ahsoka, man. Like, I have so much love for that character, and so many people have so much love for that character. I think a lot of people, like Anakin and Obi-Wan, like figures that people commonly buy duplicates of. Ahsoka's one of those. Easily, she's right up there with them.
Here's my least favorite part. I might switch over to you guys here first.
I
always hate the boots.
That's why a lot of times I just pre-open it.
Struggle.
Okay.
So everybody, this is how you not open it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm always the example for that. So I wanted to be able to let them see I think because I'm in the thing here, it's gonna
beautiful sculpt.
Yeah, this is basically one of like the light side Anakin sculpt, pretty much, with different hair.
Yep.
It's so great. Yeah, that's kind of weird how they have it there with the joint. You see.
Yep. See how it just pops right open.
You could probably hide it though, can't you? Or no?
If you squeeze it enough, I was able to get both of mine shut on both Maul and Anakin, but it's such a pain. You have to line it up perfectly.
Yeah.
Lane is our cautionary tale. Yes, he is. Just like 2 weeks ago, he knocked over 2 of his figures. That was a fun time.
Yeah, but like the detail, I like the detail here on the belt and everything is really nice. I like I just realized.
And the clothing feels quality. I know you commented on the transport you were feeling thin. I didn't get that vibe from this Anakin. I don't know about you.
No, this feels much better.
Yeah.
I like this figure. It's like I said, it's not going to be a replacement to me for Darkside Anakin, but it's an Anakin where it's a good Anakin, I think. I mean, it's even got the same goddamn boots that I don't like. But it's on Darkside Anakin. With because they're all
different boots.
They are. It's a different design, but it's the same material.
Yeah, that's why I think.
Yeah, there's
definitely a different design. It's got that weird shape at the top of the lip of the boot. You can tell that's different.
Which armor player are you gonna have him with?
I think I'm gonna have him on the one he's currently done. I don't like, especially because he's gonna be like not in a detolf or something. This is the other part I was gonna show everybody. I'm not gonna take this out right now. But this is you can remove his head and remove the chest pieces and switch this one out, which is a really nice feature. I think they did a great job with this.
Absolutely.
With that figure. So if you want to have him with the cape though, you've had yours out. It doesn't have any wiring at all in it. I don't feel like
I don't believe so. I think it's just loose hanging, which to be honest with you, I would love to see wiring in every cape, but with that one, I kind of give it a pass because that's kind of the style of that cape, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Now, of course, people who like to do dynamic poses, if you have him on like the stap and he's flying through, of course, it would make sense to have the cape kind of swept out. So I'm not making excuses there, but yeah. moving forward, they should have wiring and everything. I mean, I showed you guys earlier. Neo had better wiring than a figure that just came out.
Well, even
so.
like Moff Gideon, though, that
Yeah,
recent
Moff
one,
Gideon has some nice wiring.
Yeah, he had a little bit of wiring, but even he was kind of in the
I didn't
middle.
think the wiring was too bad with him, but yeah, of course, most of the time they kind of skimp on it. There's like a little pocket that has wiring sewn in. It's not the whole thing. So yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. Finally, that nightmare is over. Let me make sure I didn't miss any other. At least this guy doesn't like a trooper armor that has like 5,000 little pads, or Iron Man has tons of crap just hidden in it all over the place. Okay. So now I can give you
Nice
guys
pen.
here
Gideon's
a little
awesome.
bit better viewpoint. Yeah, I think Gideon's really nice. Okay. So now I'm going to switch my viewpoint here a little bit. And then now you can get a better view. Now this isn't going to be exactly posed great, obviously, but you guys can get a view of the figure by himself. Try and there we go.
Now you just need General Kenobi.
Yeah, that is kind of the only thing.
Summer showcase, he's coming.
Did you guys notice that on the 12th is when Sideshow is doing their reveal for the Clone Wars Kenobi and Anakin?
Yeah, they I think they actually listed up the video on their YouTube channel as like a premiere later on the 12th. I think it's already on their channel.
Yeah, it's listed on there.
I'm very interested to see those figures. I'm one of the people that might end up grabbing that whole line if they turn out being decent. I know those bodies are obviously like custom made for those figures due to the proportions, so I'm interested to see how those bodies turn out.
But if you look at their pictures, though, they're all single jointed, and the arms.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
Just keep an eye out on that Obi-Wan if it moves in the graveyard. You know, if it moves up or whatever.
Right, if it shifts up. Yeah, that happened with the Bespin Luke, and I told everybody it was coming out, and they didn't believe me, and look what happened. Yeah, that's another thing. You know, that's where this Mace Windu thing stems from. You know how long I told people that Bespin Luke was still coming out? Yeah, just when I'm talking like Sean,
I tried telling Kevin that too.
But I was one of the only people, and Penn can attest to this, that kept saying that that Bespin Luke was still going to come out. And all these people were telling me it wasn't going to happen, and I kept saying, I'm like, I have faith in it. I just feel like it's going to happen. And it happened finally. So I had faith in that figure for a year since we saw that tease of the reworked base and everything. So I'm sticking with my Mace Windu. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
I always thought that the Bespin Luke would come back, but it would just be called Dagobah Luke, and it would have like a backpack for Yoda.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
they should have.
That would have been
better.
better.
He's coming now. He's coming. So
okay,
you're not wrong about that.
Here's just a little quick pose with Anakin.
Nice little quick pose. If you want to keep posing him, I know Sean has his pose up on the stap, so we can show everybody what that looks like. If you want to keep posing,
go for it.
Okay, cool. We'll pull up Sean, and then you can adjust your pose. Feel free.
Okay.
So this is like one of those like those like cooking shows where they're cooking something and they're like, and this is what it looks like when it's done, and then Sean is the person that pulls it out when it's done.
Oh, look at this guy flexing with two of them.
Yeah, he's like, oh, let me show you my Anakin on stap. I mean, Anakin's on stap.
Well, there's only one on stap.
Do you have another stap hidden somewhere, or did you buy a single?
No, it's only one.
Okay.
For now.
For now.
I have a lot of stuff coming, so I got to be cautious.
Yeah, you do. See, you're letting that display room get to your head. Great display. He does have a great display. By the way, guys, Sean did put up a little short video, his first video on his channel, showing off some of his original trilogy stuff. Definitely check it out when you get a chance. It's a nice short video, but it shows off his great original trilogy display.
He's been putting in work with that display too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What's nice is I think that the staff there, I think the figures actually can, unlike with the Mando, which he had made me terrified when I was putting the Mando hands. I've known people who have had the staff have said that the actual handlebars for sticking him on the staff for this one are actually, the figures fit on it pretty easily and pretty well. It's
Right.
not
And
like fighting with the Batman one on the Batpod or something.
You could see why that base that it slots in is so substantial, because look at the angle that Anakin, like that lean that he's doing, it needs to be very heavy so it doesn't fall back. So it does make sense.
And the plug point for the staff actually can move a little bit. However, I would definitely not do that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. I would just straight up good to go.
I was nervous for Sean as he was doing that.
Well,
Lane, are you ready?
If you guys could see it, but it was shaking when I would move it.
Oh yeah, I could see it. All right, we're pulling Lane back up. Lane, are you ready with your newly refined pose?
I kept it pretty much where it was in already.
Come on, Lane. It was supposed to be a big reveal. All right, then fine. We'll move on then. This is something that Chris really wanted to show off, and I think it's good to show it off because there is a movie in theaters right now. Obviously, there's an Elvis film in theaters, so it is fitting that they just dropped these figures. But let me pull this back up here. So there are two figures. In my opinion, in terms of likeness, I think this is the stronger of the two. And I also do kind of dig that it's in black and white because it kind of captures that era of film very well. But yeah, guys, this is really cool. I love to see obscure releases like that we don't get very often. And it's Elvis Presley, man. If you're a music fan, this is probably a easy purchase for you. Don't know if I'll end up picking these up personally, but I will say if I did get them, I think this is the one. I do think the other one is obviously a more iconic look, and you'll see that here in a second, but I think this is really cool. And then the price tag, you're looking at $249, which I don't think is too bad. This is from Iconic Studios. If you're not familiar with them, they have a Muhammad Ali figure on pre-order right now with Sideshow. They also did a Street Fighter, Ryu, and Patrick Bateman as well, which I will be picking up. I have the Muhammad Ali on pre-order. I will be getting the Patrick Bateman soon. That's definitely coming home with me. But let me show off this other one real quick. This is the other version. This is obviously the more iconic look for Elvis when he was a bit older. But it does come with a guitar and everything, which I think is really neat. And I think the tailoring looks pretty nice. I will say, after seeing the photos of this figure, it looks like they have improved their paint app since they first put up the prototype photos for the Patrick Bateman. Because between the Muhammad Ali and this one, they definitely have improved. So very happy to see that, and it gives me more faith for the Patrick Bateman figure because I really have high hopes for that figure. But this is beautiful, guys. This is an awesome figure. Obviously, with this like singing face, you really have to have it in a specific pose to make that look good. But I think it's cool. Chris, before we close out here, I'll let you comment on these figures and tell us what you think of them because I know you're really excited for these. So we'll pull this one up here.
My biggest thing is I'm stuck in between which one to get. I might go crazy and get both just because of the outfit. The only thing that bugs me on this one, I think the likeness is great to Elvis. However, the black and white does get to me, but it is different given back in that time. That's how you would see him.
Right, it's
on
like
television.
silver screen look, yeah.
Yeah, and then the other one is pretty good outfit wise, guitar wise, comes with everything you would want Elvis to come with. It's just the skull, like it's good, but when I think of Elvis, I think of the Jailhouse Rock version or like his. I wish they did a 1968 comeback version of him with the leather jacket and stuff like that. I'd probably get that one. I saw the movie recently, so my mom loved Elvis. My grandmother was obsessed with Elvis. My grandfather loved Elvis as well, and they went to show. So I kind of got to hear some history back then. But yeah, I'm on an Elvis high right now, especially because of the movie and then these figures. But yeah, I definitely want a representation of him in the collection. And he's, like you said, he's portrayed everybody knows Elvis, but he's portrayed in a lot of today's like culture and stuff, whether it's movie references, song lyrics, people dressing like him. I mean, he's just straight up icon. So yeah, I'm just torn on which one to get, but that's about it.
Yeah. Iconic, like I said, Iconic, they've been doing very obscure releases, and I like to see that. Obviously, like from InArt, that's what we're hoping for, and Iconic delivers on obscure releases for sure. I'm hoping we got the Muhammad Ali. I'm hoping we get a Mike Tyson. I'm a big boxing fan, especially the Mike Tyson
Muhammad
era.
Ali isn't badly priced at all.
No, not at all. And I pre-ordered that one day one because they had that special edition of it, and I didn't want to miss out on it because it is a low number, even though it's still in stock. But I love Muhammad Ali, and again, I would love to see a Mike Tyson as well, and Joe Frazier maybe. Who knows? If it sells well, they might do them all. Lane, did you want to make your announcement still tonight?
Oh, yes.
All right, let's pull Lane up, guys. If you're listening, you might want to listen a little bit closer. We're gonna pull Lane up here because Mr. Lane has a special announcement.
Yes, guys. So what I wanted to make everybody aware of for who's coming tonight's show, things are still not worked out exactly yet. We still have to discuss exactly. But for the channel, obviously we're over 100 subscribers now. So we are going to be doing for the Hot Toys Hotline channel for when it's 250. So obviously we got a little ways to go there yet for that. But we will be doing, once we hit 250, we will be doing a giveaway for Hot Toys figure. This is VGM 41, which is the Batman Arkham Knight Harley Quinn figure. It's the full figure.
Nice.
Obviously, it is going to come with the shipper, everything. It has been previously displayed in a D12 shelf, but obviously this is still a over $260 figure from Sideshow normally, if you were trying to get it. And so once we hit 250, we're gonna have to figure out. Yeah, we still have to discuss on how we're gonna do
logistics and everything, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But this is gonna be when we hit 250. So if you have not subscribed, you should subscribe. We'll get back to you guys probably because obviously we're not going to be there tomorrow for this.
Right.
We never know.
Yeah. But like the videos, keep up with us, and then we'll get figured out. More than likely, it'll be something subscribers. We might use something with the Facebook group or something like that. But once we get once we get everything figured out, do not worry. We will give you plenty of time beforehand once we have how we're going to do it. For the method we'll do so you can get entered into however we're going to do the giveaway. But this is for when we hit 250. So I can say from obviously firsthand experience, this is a really nice figure. It's a very good Harley. It's not Margot Robbie Harley. But yeah. But this is, I would consider, if you haven't subscribed, good thing, because this is, even though it's a video game, it's a sculpted figure. It's not a trooper. I've given away some troopers on some other things. This is a wonderful figure. So we'll have that going forward here. Once we hit 250, we'll give you plenty of notice when we're going to get everything organized and how you can enter into it. And then we will get it done. Now, I will say, just now ahead of time, for anybody who might be internationally, we are probably going to do this U.S. only. I just want to let people know. We'll talk if we can do something else for a giveaway of someone international.
So I'll add to this if you win, because don't forget, I am also on top of Lane's generosity. I am giving away $25 gift cards every time we get 100 in each social. And if you're international and it's like Pop Culture or Toys Wonderland or wherever place you buy from, you are eligible because obviously it's just a gift card. We can deliver that to you digitally. So even though you might not be eligible for this, there's many reasons why shipping a hot toy, it's very expensive, especially shipping it overseas. We don't want it to get broken or anything, but who knows? We'll figure it all out. Like Lane said, we're still working out the details, but incredible generosity from Lane as always. We really do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We'll get it figured out, but there's a lot of fun stuff going on here, guys. Like we really do appreciate it. It's amazing the amount of support that you guys are not only giving this channel, but Collecting Madness. Lane, he's everywhere. I've tried to convince him to get a channel. I don't think he ever will, but it's all right. He's part of this channel, and that's all that matters.
You're not the only one. You're part of the chorus.
We support him
for
here.
Sure. Sean, once again, has a channel now, and he did put up his first video, so please visit the description to check out Hot Toys Nightmare on YouTube. Of course, always check out Chris. Chris is very consistent with his content, and he's pushing out great content. Guys, I want to say, as long as nothing falls through, I did purchase a light box finally today, so I'm going to start doing some, right? Yeah, I'm going to switch from just this view. And Chris got one as well. So we're stepping up our game here. Lane's going to be getting more lights. I'm getting more lights. I'm sure soon Sean will start upgrading his. So we're trying to bring you guys the best quality content possible.
He's got in the background there.
Yeah, right now Sean is the Batman in the basement, but I'm sure Sean's going to upgrade his setup as he starts to put out more content and stuff. So we appreciate you guys being here in the growing stages. For me, it was like I at least want to have my audio and my camera good, and I'm happy with that. I just need more lighting and such. But you guys are amazing. Once again, thank you so much. 100 subscribers is huge to me. It's hard to believe that we've only been doing this for about a month. This is episode 11, so a little over a month, but this is episode 11 of Hot Toys Hotline, and it's crazy that we're already here. I look at our first stream, and it's like I'm not even the same person, which I like to see. It means we're growing. But thank you so much, guys. I love seeing the same people in chat supporting us as always. I know we didn't quite have time to touch on the summer showcase releases, but the good thing is we'll probably be doing a stream.
We'll be talking
Monday
about them
Tuesday.
next Thursday, probably.
Right. We have plenty of time because a lot of that comes out towards the end of July into August. So we will touch on that next stream, I promise. It's just we got really excited and we started going off topic and we talked about Boba Fett and all that. So we'll cover it next stream. But that's all I got for you. Does anyone else have anything to say?
Well, I will just mention that I do have upcoming this Monday. I will be doing an unboxing on Collecting Weekly for the 3-0 Optimus Prime Revenge of the Fallen.
There you go. So head over to Collecting Weekly.
Figure. Yep, that'll be this Monday. I think it's 10 p.m. Eastern time or 9 p.m. I forget exactly. Sorry.
You'll see it. They're good with posting their stuff up, so you'll see it. Just check out Collecting Weekly, and you'll see it on there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I got these two coming to the channel.
Oh, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a big one. A New Hope Chewbacca. Again, Collecting Madness, his Chris's link is in the description. And guys, Hot Toys Hotline, we got a vanity link. We don't have that link with the scrambled numbers anymore. We're at 100 subs, so we got the real link, the big boy link.
Big boy link.
Pedro, Kumar, Penn, Single Songwriter, TK, everybody, have a great night. Thank you so much. Single Songwriter, I kind of wanted to reach out to you about something that I wanted to ask you. I don't know if you have an Instagram or something, but if you don't, reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram. I just have a question for you. But that's all I got, guys. Again, thank you so much for being here, and have a great night. And we will see you on... If Lane's not going to be here on Monday, most likely Tuesday then, because I didn't know Lane had his unboxing on Monday. So probably Tuesday, because, again, I'm going on vacation next week, so after Wednesday I'll be gone. So our normal Thursday stream, we won't have it. But, of course, on our socials and in the Discord and everything, we'll let you guys know. But that's all I got for you. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time.
Hey, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight.